back, but this isn't your typical Let's Rumble show. We have a special guest tonight. We're going to start the show off with the one, the only, the wonderful Taylor Gainey, T Gaines, Quadzilla, SWA champion, FFW champion. We're going to have fun today. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to go through a couple hours of banter, but stay tuned, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go. And we are live. We are live and ready to go. Thank you for joining us here today. Taylor, Quad, what should I call you?
T Gaines.
T Gaines. Let's go with T Gaines.
I'm not gonna say the whole thing.
I like it. How are you today?
I'm doing great, and I want to say that was a dope intro. I was jamming out to it back here. Like,
a big shout out to our boy CEEJAY for putting that one together for us. But no, thank you very much. It's good to kind of get bobbing before you go live, right?
I was getting hyped up for a second. I was like, okay, let's go.
Perfect. That's exactly what we're hoping for. And a couple of the fans already jumping into the chat saying hello. Hassan, good to see you. Welcome back to the show. Thomas, welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh, look, some love.
Hey.
There you go. So, I almost called you Miss Gainey. I was too formal. T Gaines. We'll go with T Gaines. Obviously, right now you're on a wrestling journey yourself. You started a couple years back. You were a state champion in lifting. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you ended up in the wrestling ring?
Yeah, I started working out when I was like 13 years old. Okay. And at that point, I was in middle school. So weightlifting, you were just doing it for exhibition. You wasn't really competing. And then when I got into high school, I honestly fell in and out of it a lot. I really just wasn't consistent with it. It was just something like fun to do. Meanwhile, all these other girls around me, like it was their everything. But I look at it as something, it just hadn't clicked with me yet. I was just going through the motions with it. And I would do some meets here and there. And then one day I came home. And even my parents didn't really know what I was really doing because I was so in and out of it. They were like, oh, she's not home yet? Oh, she's probably at a meet, maybe. And I came home and I had won that meet and I told them about it. And I was like, yeah, I won it. Just nonchalant, whatever. Right. And Dad told me, and this has just always stuck with me. He said that if I don't put 100% of myself into it, I'm never going to get good at it. I'm never going to get the full benefits of it. And he told me, quote, like, I can't straddle the fence. I either got to be in it or just get out of it. And after that, I was like, all right, like, I'll actually dive into this. And so even though I had been lifting for years, I call my junior year my rookie year because that was really when I actually dedicated myself into it. And that first year, I had placed 7th in the state of Florida. And I had pushed myself so hard that year. And right after the competition was over, I looked at my coach and I thanked him for everything he had done for me that year. But I told him that I was not going to know what 7th place felt like again. Oh, wow. And going into my senior year, I told my friends and family, I was like, for this year, I may seem distant. I said, I got to plug myself into this. And I worked out 7 days a week for 5-6 hours a day because I was a senior. And so I only had 4 classes. And so I got out around noon and then I would work out till 5, close to 6 o'clock. I would just stay at the school and just work out, stay in the gym, do whatever I could. And even Christmas, Thanksgiving, on holidays, our coaches said no days off. So I'd go and lift and then go meet with the family. So I just dove myself into it my senior year and I became a state champion.
That's amazing.
And it was the first goal that I really set out for myself to achieve. And granted, I got into wrestling when I was around 12 years old. And in the back of my mind, I always told myself, this is what I really want to do. Well, after I won state and all that stuff, my coach came up to me and told me about a powerlifting meet that was in Orlando. And I was like, all right, why not? I'll do that. And the numbers that I put up for that meet was high enough to send me to nationals for
Wow.
powerlifting. And so we had the tickets.
Can I ask what, sorry to interrupt, but can I ask what the number was? Would you put up?
I can't, it's hard to remember at the top of my head. I knew that bench, my max deadlift was like 340.
Mm.
My bench was 210.
Jeez.
And my squat was like 295.
Not even playing around.
And I was set to go to nationals. And during this time, I had always loved being in the gym, but I felt like it was becoming a chore. And I think I was just going through a whole storm, I guess I could describe it, in my mind and my heart, because it was like I never set out to be like this big power lifter. I always wanted to be a wrestler. And so with everything booked, I sat my parents down one night and I was like, I'm not going to Chicago to the nationals. I want to go to wrestling school. And they always knew that was my dream. And so, as other parents probably would have gotten very mad that they'd done put all this into this money to travel, all this different stuff to go to this nationals meet, but they were like, it's your journey. Like, let's do this. They were 100% supportive since day one. And so I never went to nationals, because it was like when nationals was lining right up to this course that was upcoming for flatbacks wrestling school. And then, granted, I could have done the powerlifting meet and then went to a different course, but something, it just felt in me like, this is the time, I'm doing this now. And so I didn't go to nationals. I went to flatbacks, and I was trained by Tyler Breeze, Sean Spears.
Nice.
Together. Mm-hmm.
Good Canadian boys there.
Yeah.
Right. Big shout out. We always call out our fellow Canadians when they pop up somewhere. Mm-hmm. We got to call it out. But no, that's an amazing story. And I mean, taking a huge risk. I mean, you had an opportunity to go to nationals. You could have just followed that path and kept going. And then you pivot, and here you are being trained. So what was it like walking into, that dream?
It was so, I can't describe it just by being crazy, because I loved these guys. I had like pictures with Tyler Breeze when I was a little kid, and like now, like the first day, like we took a picture together and like we put them side by side, and it's like so crazy how life turns out. Like both of these guys, I love them. I was a kid doing the 10 thing that Sean Spears, he was typing did. And I was like, oh my gosh, but I'm telling myself, like, I can't fangirl out, like be professional, come into this. But I just literally just sat there and I was like, oh my goodness. And like I had to, like I showed them, I was like, this was me when I was a kid. And they were like, oh, that's so awesome. Right. And I know that they love that stuff because they put so much heart into that school, into everyone that comes into it. And they love seeing, the people that was, like I said, young and was watching them, and now they're being trained by them. They love hearing those stories and seeing that stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be great for them feeling, that influence, and things kind of come in full circle, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. So now you get into the training. When did you get in the ring for the first time?
I know like the first week I had like a little notebook where like after every single day I wrote down every single thing that I learned. And it was like the first day, like we took bumps, and I remember calling my dad, and I was like, I think I'm having a heart attack. That first bump, I was like, everything. But it was just a whole newfound like appreciation just on like the first week, because they just like dive on into it, right. Which is like great, not in like a bad way of like throwing stuff, but we just got like right into it, hitting the ropes and feeling that rope burn for the first time. It's right. Like all these things that like you see on TV, and you always think, oh, I wonder what that's like. And it's all right, here I am. Time to feel it. Time to go with it.
Right.
It was so awesome. And I already bruise easily, and I'm super pale. So I'm looking at all these bumps and stuff. And my mom's like, oh my gosh, make her come home. And my dad's like, she's fine. She's fine. To me, it was like battle scars. I was like, right. Look at this that I got. And I was like, I'm doing it. And it was great. I always tell people that my weightlifting and powerlifting background really helped me. I feel like learning and taking these bumps because of the muscle growth and everything that I had. So it definitely played a big role into that. But
yeah, I was going to ask, I mean, you had to be pretty confident in your physical capabilities going into that environment, but at the same time, it's a completely different, mindset and approach. And so now you said you took that first bump. Were you surprised at the demand? You're like, man, I'm in pretty good shape. Like I'll go fitness for fitness with anybody. but here we are. We're all in good shape, but now it's a different animal.
Oh yeah, like it was something that like I wasn't expecting, and everything that goes into it. It's not just because like you watch wrestling and you see people hit the mat and stuff like that, and you get it in your mind, oh, like they're falling, they're this and that. But it really like shocked me how much that goes into it on like protecting yourself, tucking your chin so you don't snap your own neck back. Right. You know, landing the right way with your arms so that you don't mess up your elbow and stuff like that. All like the little tiny like mechanics of it, which I thought it was super intriguing. And with like the muscle and everything that I had. And something they told me going into it that I didn't like grasp at first because I was just week 1 was they were telling me how good of a base that I would be just seeing like my body type and stuff like that. They told me I'd be a good base for other women and stuff. Because I'll see girls, I'm like, I want to do this flippy stuff and everything. And they're like, you think you have something else that's going to be equally as great? And let's figure that out. And but yeah, and the biggest thing was cardio, which sounds like it'll be like you should know that thing. But coming from weightlifting, it was always like a certain number was in my mind. Like I have to hit this. I got to do this. Cardio wasn't super enforced. Like my coaches didn't even let us really run that much because they didn't want us to hurt our knees or something. Like they wanted to be strictly focused on like the lifting of weights and stuff. And that was the biggest thing that hit me was, all right, I got to switch from this type of workout to this one, which I really liked because I love weightlifting, but I didn't realize like the mental toll it took on me, the pressure that I was putting myself, like I have to hit this. I got to be in this spot to now being carefree and I can work on being lean. I can work on because like with wrestling, like when you look at someone, it's all looking the part, you know, now I can focus on these different body parts and looking a certain way. And I don't have to be so mentally down by that. Like it was a weird freeing thing and step into this new workout program and all this stuff.
Yeah, so you had to completely kind of change it up and go a completely different way, which is cool. And again, a testament to you and your ability and your mental focus, because like you said, now you're trying to build a character behind that, and you're already trying to change up physically what you're doing. Now there's a different aspect that you're definitely thinking about that you haven't really thought about before, but it's ring gear, look, you know, attitude. How was that as you were going through the training?
It was really cool because it's like they were talking about like resting out these characters, these things that you become. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like almost like a video game. It's like when you're building your character, it's like I can be anything. I can be anyone. Like, what do I want to be? What do I want to represent and stuff? And I was going back and forth. And I know like you see wrestlers and throughout all their careers, they flip-flop, they play different roles, different stuff throughout it. So I'm like, what do I want to start with? And something in me was like, let me start with my roots and however it goes from there. So my gear is all camo, and that comes from me coming from a country background, all that stuff, which I really love it because a lot of veterans have reached out to me and told me how much they love seeing that and stuff, and that makes me happy. And that's also comes in a homegrown town. So I had that. My nickname Quadzilla actually came from a high school coach because when I started working out, my legs were the first thing to really respond to me working out. And so I got the nickname of Quadzilla in high school. And I'm like, we're going to roll with this. I'm going to name that my finisher.
Right.
And even T Gaines, my other coach, he came up with a nickname for every girl that came in the locker room. And so he came up with T-Gain for me. And I was like, everyone already knows me as this. Now I'm stepping into wrestling. I'm going to keep it kind of the same, but I threw like a Z on the end, changed it up just like a little bit. But I was like, to start off with, I'm going to stay tied to my roots and see where to go from this. And it's been awesome.
No, that's amazing. I mean, a lot of times it's a complete separation from those roots with certain wrestlers. So the fact that you've taken genuinely who you are, and this is one of the things we talk about on the stream a lot, is being genuine matters so much in wrestling, and being authentic. And so for you to bring that through and have success with it, that's all you can really hope for. How was it? Like you said, you're from a small town, and so what is it like as people start going like, hey, wait a minute, you know, you're a wrestler, we've seen you somewhere.
It's great because like being in a small town and winning state, like when I won state with my girls, it was like the first time, like it was like record breaking for the school and stuff. And so they have plaques and all that stuff up in the gyms and everything. Like I have like when I broke records at the school. So it's like everywhere. So I get reached out a lot when I'm going through like the hometown. And even people that I went to high school with, even if we weren't like talking every day, like I'll get messages and they're like, you were that girl that like talked about wrestling all the time and you're doing it. And like I have so many friends that just text me. This one person was like, are you the girl that carried around the John Cena lunchbox? And I was like,
That's
yeah, that's me.
amazing. You carried a John Cena lunchbox.
I did from like middle school to high school. Like, I had the same exact backpack and stuff like that. It was like John Cena, Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio on this backpack, and I just rocked it till the day I graduated.
That's amazing.
Everyone just knew me as that girl that I just loved wrestling. And now when they see my posts and stuff, I get awesome messages like, you're actually doing it, you're doing great, or people just check in like, hey, how's things going? And it's really heartfelt. It really is. And being in a small town, it's like, you know, word gets around quick, obviously, stuff. And I'll even be walking down the street one day. I was doing cardio, and this elderly man had stopped me, and he was just saying good morning and stuff. And he asked me, he said, are you a wrestler? And I was like, yes, sir. I was like, I didn't know how he knew that. He said, you have a wrestler's body. And I was like, well, thank you. And then we were talking, and he thought, when I told him I was doing wrestling, he thought it was like, I guess like the high school, the mats with like the headgear.
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah.
And I was like, no, like I'm doing like this. And they always go the WWE type stuff. And I was like, yes. I said, yes, that's it. And he was like, oh my gosh. And he told me how he met Dusty Rhodes at one point in his life. Just swapping stories back and forth. I never seen him again, but I love how wrestling, you can just connect with so many people.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the best things about doing this channel is, I mean, I'm in Canada, you know, we got CJ in St. Louis, we got Nick in New Hampshire, we get guests from Florida. Like you just have this, you know, international feel. We got UK fans that come on the chat. So, and speaking of that, we're going to jump into the chat real quick and just see how the fans are doing. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool to kind of build those connections and how you just randomly start talking about wrestling with strangers. It's the funniest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we go? So we got some hellos, some love for Quadzilla. All right. Hassan, thank you. He's always telling us when people's birthdays are. So happy birthday to Madonna, I guess. Dro, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Jake, thank you for being here. Big shout out to myself and T. Gaines.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. It's a lovely hat. Hi, Taylor Gainey. In terms of how you wrestle, who do you model your style after, and who do you look up to in pro wrestling, past and present? Anthony, good question.
That's a great question. It's actually funny because a woman that I looked up to a lot was Paige. I loved her when I remember being a little kid at NXT and watching her come out. I was just starstruck. I was like, this is a bad woman. And I looked up to her, and being like a woman to woman, I had grown up with insecurities and all that different stuff, and just watching just the confidence and all that stuff, I was like, I want to be that. And even for my ring gear that I have now, when I talked to my lady, I was like, I showed her a picture of Paige's stuff, and I'm like, I really like this style. And she was like, oh, really? I made that gear.
Oh, wow.
Like, and so I based it off of that. But so I definitely watched Paige's work. A male superstar that I watched was Chris Benoit. I love watching his stuff to take after that. But
absolutely. Now presently, I mean, you're kind of involved now. Do you keep up with the wrestling that's going on, like as far as the mainstream wrestling, so to speak?
I would say, and I was just watching her stuff earlier today, Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
Love her style. And like all like the strong woman, because you can like sense them out. Not shaming anyone else's like body style, because everyone has their thing. But I'm just instantly drawn to that when you just see that statue of someone, and that's what I've been known for and stuff like that. I just get drawn to it. So
absolutely,
it's a great one.
You kind of remind me a little bit of Trish Stratus or Jordan Grace. Good comparables as far as if you're going to be following in footsteps. Network, is she an undisputed champion? I guess it would be undisputed right now.
I got my 2 belts.
That's it. You got both of them with you?
I do have both of them with me.
That's amazing. We got to see them.
Here we go. Both Oh, then
There
right
you go.
here.
Nice. So which one did you win first?
The SWA one. I have had this one since January.
Yes.
And then
Actually,
I just won this one just a few weekends ago.
nice. Yeah, I actually saw the post on that one. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd you go over?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Who'd you go over for the belt?
For the SWA one, I went up against Avery Bro.
Okay.
And for the Freedom Force one, I was in a triple threat with Lexi Gomez and Emily Locke.
There you go. Now, I mean, again, I mean, not a lot of time has elapsed in your wrestling career, and here you are with a belt on each shoulder, right? So, your T gains 2 belts. So, um, are you surprised by that? Are obviously those were your goals, but you've done it fairly quickly.
Yeah, I was shocked. And I know I tie it back to the page thing, but literally once I had these, I was sitting here and she's instantly who I thought of from her journey when she was NXT and WWE at the same time. And just having that little tiny parallel in my heart, I was like, this is pretty cool. This is great. But yeah, definitely like not expected. And what I tell people, which I don't know this is going off or not, because the first thing that people say about wrestling is, oh, it's fake fighting, everything's scripted. And what I say every single time is that the hard work and everything that goes into it, that's not fake. They don't just throw these, and this isn't me hyping myself up, but they don't just put these on anybody. It's you have to show up, you have to put in the work, the dedication, the time, and all of that. And so having these come my way, it's a big blessing to me.
No, absolutely. And I mean, I don't think it's hyping it up at all. The fact that, you're in a realm with a lot of talented athletes and, a lot of people working to get their dream, fulfilled as well. And for you to go in there, put in the work, stand out, climb the ranks and be successful, that's outstanding. And I mean, that's all we all want. So, congratulations for that on both fronts. So now that being said, what's next for you as far as where you're going with this?
Well, I'm very excited. Of course, everything is about connections here. I have 2 new gear sets that's on the way. I have some new upcoming stuff that I want to put out there. And the goal is I honestly want to have my spot on AEW Dark and to showcase to this even bigger span of who T Gaines is, who I am, and reach it to that level.
You have to let us know when you get that phone call because we'll be right here cheering you along.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's your goal. You want ultimately you'd like to end up in somewhere like AEW Dark.
Mm-hmm.
What about the other direction right now? Because obviously in the wrestling world, everyone talks about 1 and 2. So what about that route as far as NXT and such?
Yeah, honestly, either one I would be, because when you say like wrestling, it's either like one or the other. It's the
right
top one, so it's here or there. Honestly, I would say like either one, either phone call that I get, I feel like it'll be dumb to turn either one down because both of them are both amazing, both fantastic. I guess I lean more towards going to like AEW Dark, meaning like they are super close to me and it's more like accessible just to go ahead and get out there so I could see that path coming sooner. But either way, I'm going to be blessed with each and every opportunity and be happy wherever I'm at.
Right. And I get the sense that it doesn't matter. You're going to keep working and you're going to keep putting it in. So, no, there's big things in your future. Absolutely. And I mean, if you can get to Dark, is there anybody currently hanging around, Dark or AEW that you're like, that would be my dream match? I need to get in the ring with that person.
I feel like it's good to try to shoot for the top. Honestly, Britt Baker, I have to say her. I have a lot of people that I've actually worked here on the indies that is on Dark right now that I would love to take our talents there because there's a couple females that we started around the same time. We even went to the same wrestling school and have worked on the indies together. So it'd be great to be like, all right, here we were, and now here's the platform that we're performing on now. Girls like Avery Bro, Renee Michelle, those 2 females.
No, that's excellent. And yeah, to come up together, it makes it even, that much better. You can kind of see that growth and go, okay, we're still doing this. We're still here. And that support system always helps for sure.
Hmm.
Now, when you do follow along on both shows, how do you find the current wrestling? Like, what do you like about it the most? What keeps you a fan?
Hmm. It's hard because it's weird because when you get into wrestling, it's like
Right.
something like they told me is like you're still a fan, but there's also like you're in the business now. So
Yeah.
some of that fanness, kind of like goes away in the sense of like the inner workings, like this, like you're in it. So really, what keeps me in it is really my environment.
Yep.
Like my friends and family that like love wrestling and stuff like that. Us having group chats about this, just talking about it, getting together, like for Ric Flair's match that he had.
Yep.
Me and my friends, the ones like that didn't have it like playing, we were all on a group FaceTime and they're talking about it. So I feel like keeping your connection to how you started, because when I got into it with people, with family. And so keeping that connection with them and thinking about like we were little kids watching this all together, and here we still are now, and it still brings the same excitement as we're together. So I would say that environment, and like I said, I could sit and watch wrestling like by myself and think that's cool and stuff. But what gets me in that element and reminds me of being a kid is the getting together and eating dinner and watching it, sitting there and having hour-long conversations about this like with other people. So I definitely say my environment plays a big role in that.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the fun things about wrestling. Like I have three brothers, and I mean, a lot of times we don't talk for days because everyone's busy doing stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
something will pop off in wrestling, and you'll be like, "Bro, did you see that quick?" So it kind of keeps that group together, as no matter where you're going or what you're doing, it's that common thing, and that's kind of a cool thread about it, and where people underrate that is, it's just wrestling. There's more to it.
Oh yeah, the excitement. Like when CM Punk had come into AEW, I lost my mind. I'm calling my cousin, like, "Did you watch this?"
Right.
And it'd be funny because some of us would have seen the news and some hadn't yet. And so we're calling like, "Did you see what happened?" And they're like, "No, let me watch it." Or my friends would say if they hadn't watched it yet, they would just totally not get on social media all day. If they're at work, they're not going to look at it because they want no spoilers. And then they're going to go and watch it that night. So I totally get that pure excitement.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you can kind of just lose yourself in it and go from there. But that brings me back to, was there a particular person that kind of introduced you to wrestling when you were young? Like, for me, it was my dad. Like, or was it just a family thing? How did it all come about as when you were young?
Yeah, I have a younger cousin named Caleb, and he always had like John Cena posters on his wall, all the wrestlers and stuff. And like I knew what wrestling was, but I just wasn't like into it, never watched it, but I knew he was into it. So I would see his action figures, all this different stuff. And then one night he asked me like, "Hey, you want to watch it over dinner?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And then Sting came across the screen, and I was like, "Who is that?" And he looked at me like I had one brain cell. He was like, "You don't know who that is?" I was
Right.
like, "No, he looks kind of scary." I was like, "Who is he?" And literally that whole night, he's telling me who the good guys are, the bad guys, who he likes, what's going on. And I was like, "Okay." So I went home and I started watching it. And I asked my dad to watch it with me. And he actually told me no,
Oh,
because
wow.
he knew wrestling as like back in the day, like I guess like when females weren't wearing that much, when there was cussing, da, 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 and I was 12 years old, so he didn't think like it was the most
Yeah.
appropriate thing. So he's like, "I can't watch that with you," and I was like, "It's not even like that right now." So we sat and I had him watch Raw with me, and then it just became like our every night thing. He started taking me to NXT shows, which probably at least like 20 something like NXT shows all together, because they were coming to places that were like 30 minutes away from me. Like we were hitting them like almost every weekend. It was like Stark and Palatka, Gainesville,
Right.
Jacksonville. And so that became our thing, because me and my dad always had a great relationship. We just didn't have like that hobby, I guess, to do together. Like my brother
Yep.
and he had video games. And so wrestling became our thing. And I remember the first WWE live show he took me and my cousin to. We heard it on the radio. There was like tickets and stuff. And he said that he'll see about it. And so we just got excited. We started making posters anyway, like if the chance we got to go. So we're making John Cena posters, Roman Reigns, and he came in and told us that he got tickets, but that they're nosebleed seats. So we're going to be high up, probably won't see them, but if we still want to go, and we didn't care where we were going to sit. So we were like, yeah.
No, just get in there.
I literally, I'll post the pictures and I'll tag you guys in it just for
Nice.
kids. I had like John Cena stickers on my face, a John Cena hat on, John Cena t-shirt. And we were walking in and my dad's like, all right, let's go this way. And we're walking like on the ground level. And I'm looking at my cousin and we're like, are we sneaking in? And we're like, oh my gosh. And we get up there and turns out he had gotten us front row seats. He just hadn't yet till that moment. And there's a sweet lady that even took pictures of us throughout the show that I didn't realize until at the end. And then she gave my dad the email. So these pictures of all of us screaming and hollering.
Nice.
John Cena was in a steel cage match that night with Randy Orton. And I just lost myself. And she has pictures of me. So star-stunned. But that was my intro, was my cousin Caleb. And then it gave into my family because my mom and dad, like it became a whole family thing. They would watch it with us. We'd have people come over for pay-per-views and we'd have a really big whiteboard of all the matches and who everyone thinks are going to be or win and stuff like that. And the winner that won, like had the most right guesses would get like something like something wrestling based as like a prize thingy. It was so great.
That's amazing. That's kind of what we do here now. So it's funny, right? We let people guess and then every once in a while we'll give them a t-shirt. That's amazing. And it brings your family together. So, and now you were rocking wrestling stuff through, high school and, you kind of let your wrestling flag fly and you kind of always felt you were going to head this way. Mm-hmm. But now question, I know, I don't know if everyone else out there knows, but you keep a very busy schedule. You got a lot going on, but do you ever have to bring your wrestling technique to some of your other jobs out that keep you busy? Like, do you ever got to give a stunner to one of the kids?
It's so funny because I nanny, and when I started, she was like 6 months old, and now she's 18 months old. And so like we'll be sitting there watching cartoons, and I'm like, let me show this girl wrestling. She doesn't watch wrestling, Mom, but we're just gonna watch wrestling together. And I'll sit there and she'll sit there and stare at the screen. And when I'm not nanny, I work as a substitute teacher, and all the kids there, some of the teachers have even brought like their kids to my shows in Jacksonville at some point, which is so great. And so all the kids talk, and so when I come in to sub, they're like, we have the wrestler sub, and I'll be trying to give a lesson and stuff, and they're like, tell us, have you met da-da-da, or have you met this person, that person? And sometimes like I will like cut like the last 10 minutes of class and be like, all right, now we're just sitting and talk about wrestling.
That's amazing. Best substitute teacher ever. Like none of my subs were ever wrestlers, so I'm a little disappointed I missed that experience. But no, that must be cool. And then you have the kids who are like, listen, I'll really body slam you. I can do it. I can. Sit down.
Some of the teachers, like I would hear them say, like, I told my kids if they don't be quiet during class, I was going to make you come in.
Right, the enforcer. I like it. Now, with that all being said, I think it would be great to tell all the fans out there and anybody that's watching this after we come off air, what's next for you? What do you have over the next few weeks? Where can people find you? Where can people check you out? That kind of thing. Yes,
obviously Instagram is a big thing, which I can put in like my tag and stuff. It's simply T_Gains. And I also have a Facebook page, which is also just simply T-Gains. And on there is where I post match cards, upcoming posters and such. And I now have an official website where you can find all those things. And I also have a YouTube set up for all my matches. So all of that you can find through the website, which I have those links in that Facebook and Instagram bio so that you can find all of that stuff there. I don't have my calendar right in front of me, but I know I'm booked for all of September and October. Every single weekend I'm somewhere. This weekend I'm in Georgia defending my SWA belt against Emily Locke. And then
you want to cut a couple minutes? You want to cut a little promo here on Mrs. Emily?
Listen, for the people that don't know what's going on, Miss Emily is a part of a tag team called Exodus, who tried to interfere with my match last time and was not successful. I still retain my title, and she wants to go at things again. So I'm not going to give out description now, but we've been basically one-on-one. But I want to really amp things up in a big way and change some stipulations for the match on Saturday. So I'm not going to give her no heads up because she's just going to have to be ready to go on the fly and go by my terms for this one. But I'm very, very excited for Saturday. It's going to be a great time.
It sounds like it's going to be a good time with lots of surprises. So good luck in that for sure. I mean, you got it. I'm not worried at all. I think you've got this one unlocked. So, but with that being said, whenever I've done an interview in the past, a lot of times I'd interview fans and I'd ask them what they want their finisher to be. Now, obviously, you have a finisher, a very successful one. Do you just want to talk about what your finisher is and how you got it? And let the fans know what's up.
Oh, yeah, it's so great. So even going into this, of course, thinking about like moveset, it's like, all right, what is my finisher going to be? What is my signature? And I had my finisher figured out, and I just started coming up with a signature for myself. But so when I was going into it, I was like, what can I make to really tie it to myself and utilize myself? So in my matches, I'm obviously doing stuff with my legs, leg drops, choking with my legs, different stuff. And so really, like, the thought just hit me one day. I was like, what if I squatted people? I was like, that would be a really good showcase of strength. And then I was like, what girl out there is just squatting people? I said, I want something to be me and set me apart. And I was like, all right, let's just roll with this. And so I scoop up my opponent in like a regular fireman's carry, and then I squat them. Really, I love to go with the crowd because when they join in and start counting, it's just phenomenal. So I go with their count. And then I basically do like a push press and lift them off, and then they hit. And it was so great. And for my signature that I started to do was like a swinging leg drop. So I have them hooked where they're bending, and I'll swing over. And I also started doing like a leg choke where I'm sitting on the top turnbuckle and I wrap my legs around them. Yeah. And it's kind of hard to try to picture. Like I scoot over where I'm sitting on the ropes, and I'll bend backwards so my hands are on the apron and they're in like a choke hold. So those are my
I've seen you doing it. You got it locked in deep. So yeah, no, that's good. Now with the I laughed because when I was looking through and getting prepared, one of the things in your profile was just I squat people for fun. I was like, that's hilarious. Like that's got to be on a t-shirt.
Yes, I know. I just got some new t-shirts in. I took myself and made myself into a silhouette of flexing and have T-Gain's Quadzilla on it. One of my favorites is I have one that's like an American flag one. It almost looks like a campaign running t-shirt, and it says T-Gain's Quadzilla, and on the back it has American flag, and it says "One nation under quads with liberty and gains for all."
Nice.
And I was just sitting here with lines, and that just hit me. And I was like, wait, let me remember this. This is going to go on a t-shirt. This is it. I just got kids t-shirts. I made myself into a cartoon. And then I had a lot of adults tell me that they wanted it too. So I just got those in. But I definitely need to do I squat people for fun.
Right. I thought it was hilarious. It made me pop when I caught it. And I was like, well, you don't see that every day. So yeah. Now, with that being said, at the risk of breaking hearts out there, we are going to say goodbye to Miss T-Gains today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for you're actually officially, you're kind of the first guest on this rendition of this podcast. On a previous case, we had a few, but you're kind of one of our first special guests. So we greatly appreciate it, and we thank you for being here. It was a wonderful conversation.
Yes, I had a lot of fun. This was really awesome, and I thank you guys for bringing me on here.
Anytime, and as you keep going, we'll keep following along, and we'll get you back here to talk about how everything's progressing. But we look forward to seeing you climb that ladder and make those dreams come true.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you again.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right.
Hey.
So now we're down to the fellas. It's CJ trailing as usual.
No, he's there.
No, I see him.
Okay. But yes, absolutely. Shout out to T Gaines. Thank you so much for taking any bit of time out of your day to come and chat with us. Absolutely. Taylor Two Belts, Quadzilla. Go and check her out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. She's still here. No,
I
actually, no, I know you know. I was telling the fans. No, obviously, as we're gonna have a fun night for the rest the way through, folks. We got more coming your way, but it was nothing but an absolute pleasure to have T Gaines, Quadzilla come on the show, and yeah, I mean, I look forward to seeing her definitely, hit new heights and keep following along. She's definitely
she'll have to let us know when she gets on AW Dark, and we'll do a live stream reacting to that.
Right? No, and yeah, no, I'm definitely got a fan in me for a long time. So that was I've done a lot of interviews. That was a lot of fun. CJ, you ready? Because I'm going to switch out because I want to figure things out. You good to go? There you go. All right, CJ. All right. You ready?
Hey, what's going on? CJ, you're still muted, damn it.
Right. I'm over here talking and I just got muted. I'm like, damn. I thought we were doing something different. I thought, we was about to, do the old usual, but
I know, but it wouldn't be us if we weren't doing stuff on the fly.
Hey, that's true. That's true. But I do want to take this time to welcome everybody to the Wrestling for Life Network. This is the Let's Rumble podcast live. We have Big Nick on the other side of me. Right. If you couldn't tell, damn it already, we live. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to go ahead and separate the show right quick. We're going to go ahead and cue that intro. And once we get back in, it's time to rumble, baby. You ready, Nick?
Oh, I'm always ready.
Let's get it. All right, you guys, we are in. What's going on, Nick? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I mean, it's, hard to follow up that interview and everything like that, but we still got plenty of stuff going on in wrestling to talk about. I mean, we just had Kenny Omega come back last night.
God. That's a whole topic right there. So Kenny Omega is back, the Alpha Omega, whatever you guys want to call him. He's back. How did you feel about him?
Machine.
The who?
The best bout machine.
Oh, brother. How do you feel about him being back, man?
I think it's a little rushed because I know when we were watching the stream and everything, that like he had like the Under Armour long sleeve that everyone wore when they were playing football in the winter when it was cold.
Oh yeah, the compression shirt.
Right. He had all of that, and like he very much was still laboring on his shoulder and all of that. So I wonder if he was rushed back too fast just because of everything that's going on.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like you said, definitely it was rushed for sure. But you know what? I think that they rushed him back and CM Punk back personally, just because we have the Triple H effect. That's pretty much it. Hunter is here. He's running stuff, and
that's a whole other question that we could really get into. And I guess I'll ask you this straight up: do you think AEW is scared of WWE right now? With bringing back Punk, who's still potentially injured, with bringing back Kenny, who's still potentially injured, all of that.
It's so much that happened. Finally, that we have so much to talk about. I have to make sure I stay on that page because
that's the thing.
I can move on to something different. I can move on to something different. So good. Man, it's seriously and it's ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot the question though. It's too much. It's too much news. It is too much news. So you said,
what do you think about Kenny coming back?
Kenny coming back. It's cool that he's back. However, the way that he came back is the issue. We knew that the Bucks needed a partner. Who else was it going to be? Hangman said no. So Kenny, that was the only other option. Now Ibushi or something like that, he was hinted to come back, but why would he be their partner when you got Omega?
Well, we didn't know if Omega was healed up, but it's going to be interesting. Like you said it for the longest time, it's going to be interesting to see if Omega's a quote unquote needle mover, especially because they're kind of having it out with WWE right now. And also with the fact that he's still kind of banged up. And what else like you said, what else could they really do besides Omega? We even asked it on the stream, which granted, that was the biggest stream that we've had for Dynamite. So obviously people are tuning in for Kenny, even though they knew it was going to be him.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see if that's a real needle mover when it comes to AEW.
Yeah, and I haven't seen not one rating so far of AEW's Dynamite show last night, so I don't know, if it moved or if it, failed or anything. Well, not necessarily failed, but stayed in the same spot. But I'm gonna say this: they had Moxley, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Garcia, Chris Jericho, and Omega in the Bucks on the same show. So I hope maybe they reached 1 million, but I'm looking, as you see, I'm looking over to the side. I'm trying to go to my sources right quick.
Mr. Newsman.
I was too into the damn T Gaines interview, so I really wasn't paying attention to any of my notes. So yeah, I really don't know at all, but we can, this is what we'll do. So you said it's AEW bringing back their stars too early due to the simple fact that Triple H is back. What you think that's a true statement, or?
I think that's true. That's the thing is, because that's what my question before was, and I think it's kind of the overarching question with everything that's been going on is AEW scared of WWE. We've seen now Punk's come back. He's still most likely injured. He's obviously not, we've gotten back Grumpy Punk instead of, Happy Punk, because there was the whole rumors and speculations of he's got heat backstage, of he's got the whole, him and Hangman have an actual issue. But he's still injured. You've also got now Omega coming back looking very injured. Still, that man did not look 100% at all wrestling that match.
No.
And I feel like it's a problem that they've done everything already beforehand. They've WCW'd themselves of they had all these big debuts, and then they couldn't not do that because then they wouldn't get the ratings. And then they've had all these gimmick matches and all these, hardcore extreme matches, and everybody's gotten hurt. But they couldn't not do it without it, without the ratings dipping. I
wasn't laughing at you. Look, I wasn't nowhere near laughing at you. I was laughing at Jake's comment. As soon as Jake stated the ratings for the show, I looked it up. I'm like, oh shit, they 957,000, and it was so crazy because I don't think there's not one person that didn't think that Omega was truly coming back.
Right.
Everybody knew that he was back, Wednesday night. I mean, I'm pretty sure my 1-year-old son would have known Omega was back tomorrow, the day before.
Yeah, when have you seen him come out with a compression long sleeve on and like a shoulder brace still?
Yeah, it was weird as hell for him to wear that in the first place.
Speaking of coming back.
Right.
Speaking of coming back, sorry, I needed to catch a little drink, and I was giving a big shout to Miss T Gaines for a wonderful.
Yeah, no, you're good. You got to do the little, send off.
Guess I'll take us a little sip of water.
But yes, I am back. Now, you guys were talking about, kind of AEW being afraid of WWE. I don't know if that's necessarily.
I wouldn't say
it's not the right. It's not the right term. It was just I can't think of the perfect sentence to put it as. They're not
There's
scared.
A lot of dark pants wearing and a lot of knee shaking and a lot of lips quivering going on over there. I'll tell you
Correct.
that.
I would definitely agree with that statement. Honestly, to the damn bone.
Where everyone talks about the impact that Kenny Omega and the Bucks have on wrestling.
Well, apparently he didn't have no good impact because they only did 957,000. The previous show did 972, and the show before that did 938. This show right here wasn't Shazam. It wasn't nothing apparently, but like I said, people knew Omega was coming back Wednesday. So is he truly?
But still, people tuned in. That to me says that he's a draw. He's a needle mover. I know KJ's not the biggest fan of Kenny, and I separate him from the Bucks.
I do too.
It's hard to when they're joined at the hip.
Yeah, that's right. But Kenny is miles and miles and miles.
Yeah, Kenny's the best route machine. Kenny's got 5-star matches back to back to back. Kenny can be a solo competitor. Would you want to tell me you would want to see Nick Jackson in a main event match by himself? No.
And I mean, listen, I'm not trying to take away the fact that Kenny has had some burners. Like, I rewatched one of the Kenny, what's his face?
What matches?
The what matches? Yeah, I watched some of the old New Japan matches with Kenny. They were good. I mean, he's had some. I just think he's overhyped. I think him and his buddies believe their own hype. And again, if Kenny Omega was the guy, like, I mean, look, someone said it. CM Punk was on the show. Brian was on the show. Kenny Omega came back. Young Bucks were in the main event, and you didn't clear $1 million. Whew.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe next week. Maybe next week, Wednesday, maybe we'll see $1 million from them. I mean, like I said, AEW has the potential to reach $1 million. They were damn near close to hitting $1 million on that
still injured
previous
too.
show. It doesn't even matter.
That's a whole other issue. Like we were talking about.
It very much is, and it's dumb as hell. But
no, I do think that's a bit of the Triple H effect, right? And again, it's it feels like, I mean, we can say what we want about competition versus real competition, not competition, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, I mean, this has always been a battle for headlines, a battle for, some type of market share, and a battle for who's making the biggest rumbling. And for the longest time, it was Tony Khan, by miles for coming out of the gate and signing some of the names. It was the big bad WWE firing everybody, and Tony was just scooping them up. And that's why I keep calling him the Robin Hood of wrestling, right? Like, he's just here. They mistreated you. I'll give you a nice home. And that's what it's been. So Tony was on a roll. Like, he kind of was dominant in that regard for a long time. Triple H, the whole Vince McMahon thing shook the whole wrestling world, period. So that's eyes unto itself, where even the most casual of wrestling fans, like, holy shit, no Vince? Let me click on just to see what that looks like.
Right.
So again, that's where you see CM Punk come back, Kenny come back. I do think that we're getting some of that here.
Well, and that's the thing, like what you were saying, is with Vince stepping down, that was a pop culture issue. That wasn't just a professional wrestling story. So now you've got a lot of people that have never watched WWE before tuning in of, oh, holy crap, Vince McMahon's gone. Let me see. I remember wrestling. Let me see what this is still going on about. And so now you're getting eyes coming back in, regardless of the reason that they're coming back in. WWE is right now catching fire. Like I've said before, it's nothing that's changed exactly with AEW. It's everything around it's changed.
Yep. And like I said, even when just looking at the ratings, I was laughing at this while you guys are talking. The real God damn, I can't even get it out. This is dumb as shit. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills were #1 on Wednesday night. And AEW came that's #2. I'm not knocking them.
I'm knocking it. Come on now. Everyone's like, oh, WWE's in trouble when Monday Night Football come back. Never mind.
Y'all getting talking about the Housewives of Beverly Hills? What the fuck? Oh, brother, that's damn hilarious as hell. But
now NXT is not exactly racking in the ratings either. But
shit, no, that's a big.
I don't think NXT is intended to.
No,
right?
That's a big jump right there. That's 723,000 when they're normally doing 500,000 viewers. That's elite.
It wasn't last week.
Well, that was Heat Wave though too.
It was Heat
Wave. Sorry.
It's like, wait, what?
Though now we know for a fact that pretty much Sean's in control of that because he was now announced as the vice president of talent.
Hey, you jumping topics, so we still on AEW. Damn it!
I could go on everything.
No, but I mean, truly, we don't have that much information on AEW this week. It's been a WWE week. There is lots of shit that's been happening behind the scenes in WWE. Only other thing that really happened with AEW is we got CM Punk and an apparent beef with Adam Page when they had this. That is the weirdest story. That's the most shocking story that I've seen. Well, CM Punk and Adam Page, they got it.
We were confused while we were on the live stream of like, wait, did he call out Page? Wait, there comes Moxley. What the fuck happened? We were so confused by that moment. Now, the story is that CM Punk went into business for himself and said, fuck it, I'm just gonna.
Well, no, what I've read is that because Punk took issue with Hangman mentioning the Colt Cabana thing on their
title
run. So he was already upset about that, and so he just had instant, heat with Hangman the whole time. He thought that Hangman went into business for himself. So I guess that call out was quote unquote a receipt, but a lot of the people backstage. What's up?
Yeah, it's such a weird thing, though.
Yeah, well, I guess too, a lot of the people backstage even said that, like, well, Punk put him in a no-win situation because what's he do? He comes out there and he fucking actually fights Punk.
Like, what's he gonna do?
Okay, so you get your ass fired and you make a fucking fool of yourself and him on TV, or you sit backstage and just let him go and you get called a coward.
And that's what I was saying.
But is that a thing though that follows Punk, because Punk seemed to have it like attitude issues wherever he goes. I think
thank you. Ooh,
I've been
and with this, I'm sorry, but with this whole article that we got, this kind of low key shows that WWE wasn't wrong about Punk, not one bit.
If Punk is coming over rumors about him potentially no showing Dynamite and everything too.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm reading that too. I'm like, that's crazy as hell. And it's like, you really that much of a diva, dude? You really that much of a diva?
Well, the man who came back
with world-class MMA fighters after being in WWE.
Silly.
Yeah,
but if that doesn't say diva, I don't know what does.
Well, I mean, and let's go deeper than that. For me, this guy came back after 7 years, and the big thing was like, I've signed a big contract and I'm here to stay. And all right, so shit starts going a little bit sideways, and you're like, I'm not coming to work. And you're like, fuck, I wish I could do that. You know what, boss? I'm not feeling it today.
You know how you guys were arguing about that when I was like, Punk shouldn't be champion. That's why he can do that, because you guys gave him that title. He's a big guy. He's somebody that's been away for 7 years. He's a big attraction. So now he has the option to be treated like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Tony Khan, if Punk is unhappy, Tony Khan is unhappy. Once Punk is happy, Tony Khan is happy. It doesn't matter if he's fucking mad. Now the real ultimate bout is going to be this: CM Punk and Omega. If some shit goes down between them two, then whose side do you take as Tony Khan? Whose side do you take? Right, you could take Omega. You could take Omega's side, but you're losing your biggest person.
Your biggest
or
draw.
You can keep your biggest person. You're gonna lose your EVP. You see,
but I think you make Omega a bigger draw on the win over Punk.
But how?
Punk doesn't have that. Punk's very much on the back nine.
What are you talking about when it comes down to like
the time in ring?
Oh, fuck yeah, duh.
Right. So that's why I'm saying you still go with Omega, who he's still got more in the gas tank. And I think you, like I said, I think you build Omega off of a win over Punk.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to get to that. I think it's MJF that goes after Punk.
Oh, yeah. Well, and so I was going to bring up 2 points. Well, I do remember the post SmackDown show that they had to where he was a big thing on there for like a week.
Yeah.
Punk was with, when they changed the I changed the culture, and then just dipped out because he was unhappy.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, what are you talking about?
There was it was the first time that Punk signed a contract with Fox, not WWE.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Right.
Yeah. What happened to him?
So he's had attitude issues everywhere he goes. But now, I guess my second follow up is: do you think that this might all be a work into a heel turn by Punk?
Punk has always been a heel to me, but see, that's if we can flip right back into AEW situation where they don't know how to do their shows properly. Their wrestling needs heels and they need faces. You don't know who the hell is a heel. Or some people you may know who's a heel because they just do that shit. But sometimes Danny Bryan plays heel and face every single damn day. Same with Punk, heel and face. I don't like that because you can pick a side, but you really can't pick a side, and it really shows that you lose his interest in that character because Danny Bryan. I don't like AEW's Danny Bryan at all. Yeah, you go out here, you can wrestle while you want to, but at the same time, bro, give me your story. I don't know, why did you join the BCC? You want to beat people's asses 24/7. You can do that all day, but why did you join that group? I don't know. I don't know if you're heel. I don't know if you're face. I don't know if you're just fucking showing up to work. I don't know if you just want to beat people's asses. Like, I don't know anything about this Daniel Bryan. Same with Adam Cole. Same with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. I don't know shit about them. Same with the Bucks. I don't even know what the fuck the Bucks are doing. Everybody, I don't know. Wardlow is another one. What the hell is Wardlow doing? Jay Lethal is probably the only person. Jay Lethal is probably the only person that you can really say right now that is a true heel and he's not doing that face shit. Even look at the Black House or House of Black. What the fuck are they?
The Blackouts. I like that one.
What are they?
They've been reduced.
What
They're
are
supposed
they?
to be healed, but I think it even
you're
comes
right
down to
though. But to your point, you're right, because one and then 1 week they're heels, but the next week they're up against the heel faction, and you're like, wait, who's the bad guy? And I mean, it is a valid part, and where people say, oh, that's old school thinking, but no, you kind of need defined roles, because you got to know where to go with your emotions. And I mean, if everybody's a fucking tweener, then a reaction is tween.
Yeah, exactly.
In between,
right?
You get lukewarm, like, Wardlow. If you get me started on Wardlow, we're going to be here all fucking night. But to me,
start on him.
he was just on a heater. He was easy. He was just fucking send him out and feed him people to eat. That's all you had to do was Goldberg him up. And
they killed him though when they did that dumbass 20 security officer match.
Yeah.
That shit was a killer.
Well, that's when it became too gimmicky. Like, that's the thing is, I think in part it comes down to even how they book people. Like you talked about Daniel Bryan we watched the 2 out of 3 falls match. He passes out in the first fall and then still comes back and wins.
Yeah, that whole match was
how?
Funny.
Like, he sits there and on a commercial break takes a DDT onto the concrete. Why? Why are you doing that in picture?
In picture of all things.
Well, and it's even like what you mentioned, KJ, you mentioned MJF. Like, I think we're kind of getting to that point of, like I said before, back to, I guess, the whole original topic of AEW, but trying to battle it out in one form or another with WWE of when are they going to actually cash in this whole MJF thing that they've got going on?
Never.
Are they literally, is Tony just sticking that hard to a point that it was going to happen when it was going to happen? Or is it a shoot? Or like, that's the last thing I think that they can actually pull out. They've already brought back Punk, and Punk's still hurt. They already brought back Omega's still hurt. They have no one else that they can debut. They have no one else that they can return, anything like that. They've run out of gimmick matches to do. The last thing you can do is MJF, but how do you do that now at this point? Like, it almost feels like it's gone on too long.
It gets there without any sound, right? Like, I mean, okay, let's say you're planning for him to come back in a couple weeks. Let's say it's going to be all out Punk, MJF. Then maybe there should be, some cryptic tweets that go out that, don't forget about me. He. Like, something just to kind of like get people talking about it. And I'm part of the argument is, well, then it's a bigger surprise. But then again, is it also too long where you lose that holy shit, it's him to, oh, finally, okay.
I think if they go past All Out, then we've reached the tipping point a bit. Like when I guess you guys were talking about Bray Wyatt showing up at SummerSlam. If we go past All Out, then we've reached that tipping point with MJF of like, all right, this is either gone on too long or it's an absolute shoot. And it's literally just that chaotic backstage that we've heard the rumors and speculation about.
Now, do you think that's part of the problem here that lies? And we've kind of talked about the management style of Tony and, maybe he could do a better job of insulating himself because – again, when you have someone like Punk throwing a temper tantrum, he's willing to walk out there and I'm going to call out Adam Page. I'm going to go. What's the consequence of Punk doing that? A tongue lashing by Tony? Man, come on now.
Is he going to tell him his PW Insider ranking?
Right, but that's where you take fucking somebody like Kevin Owens walks out and does the same thing. His ass might be sent home with a pretty pink slip because it's a different animal. They're not fucking around. And the management style there is, the buck stops somewhere. You got to listen. Tony.
No, they won't do that. They, damn well they won't do that. It's the day we hear that. I don't even think it's even that close. I honestly think that we are miles away from Tony Khan getting rid of CM Punk because we know.
No, not at all. No way.
What did you just say, Dan?
I was saying the other way, like someone like if someone in
WWE did that, they'd be getting a nice little,
gotcha.
Never notice. Everybody's got to play nice and hug it out.
Roman, that's not fair.
What? Okay, Roman ain't gonna liar. If Roman does it, nah, ain't gonna happen. If the Usos do it, that's where you can get to like, yeah, probably.
Right.
Seth Rollins does it, hell no. If Cody does it, hell to the no.
Those were those guys that get a fine or they, what? We're gonna just
like
give
Ronda
you
Rousey.
Don't ever do it again. Ronda Rousey,
right? But I guess more to like KJ's point of like how Punk went out there and technically went off script and just went into business for himself. So
Right.
what's to say if MJF actually did that
Yeah.
during his promo? Because Tony Khan,
Has
if
no
he lets
control.
if you give an inch, you take a mile. That type of thing of, so if Punk can go out there and do it and not worry about anybody saying anything, there being no blowback, nothing. Who's to say MJF doesn't think that he can do that when he's already supposed to be a heel?
Well, that's the tricky part. And I think my comparable is it feels, and the reports we're starting to read is there's a bit of a chaotic atmosphere in the back, right? It's a bit of romper room where Tony apparently screaming at everybody at all times. People are freaking out. People are threatening to leave. People are threatening not to show up. It's fucking weird, right? There's stories about him, hanging out, smoking a joint with, the wrestlers. It's a completely different animal.
Well, you have everyone that's had an issue with Tony Khan, like Jonathan Gresham's a great example that said it's chaotic back there.
Right.
You don't know who to go to, who's saying what. Yeah.
And that's where my point becomes like, okay, what if, Sami Zayn, you got, 4 minutes on the mic, get out there. You're going to call out, fucking pick somebody, fucking Shinsuke to prove a point. He gets out there, grabs the mic and says, sits down and says, I'm not leaving this ring until Roman Reigns comes out here. People would lose their fucking shit.
But you talking about if it was a shoot or
like if he shot the way Punk shot, right?
Yeah.
Well, Punk's was still his initial one, the quote unquote pipe bomb that I guess was the groundwork for MJF. That was still very much a work shoot promo, which I think MJF's was. Like, I'm still holding out that this is still all the work, that this is the ace in the hole that Tony's banking on. But I'm worried that he's holding on to it too long, that the moment's gonna pass before he cashes it in.
Theory?
What? MJF. What?
I know I'm just fucking around.
I was about to say, no, that's the man that they beat the Vince on.
Yeah, like I told you guys this. MJF needs to come back it's okay. Let me ask you this: is this Punk versus Moxley match really next week Wednesday?
Yes.
Everything I've seen so far, yes.
Yes.
So if this is the case, won't we have them again at All Out for the main event still?
Yes,
I've yet to see this.
WCW.
But I've yet to see them confirm this match for next week, though.
I saw a couple announcements today about it, to be honest with you.
Are you serious?
And this is Hogan versus Goldberg for the world title in Atlanta. This is WCW written all over this.
This is creating an angle, and again, trying to, we want some ratings. Maybe Punk versus Moxley on a Wednesday night will get us more than 1 million. To me, I'm calling it right now. We're 6 days away from this. We're going to get some type of squash. It's not going to go ahead properly, or they're going to start and it's just going to be a brawl. Or maybe MJF shows up, fucks it all up, and he works his way into a triple threat at fucking All Out, and he kind of pulls a Jericho where he's the low man on the totem pole, but he walks away with the belts.
I like your last scenario. I think the other two piss fans off. And that's why I was saying, though, that I feel like this is WCW, because this is them. They've quote unquote booked themselves into a corner now of that. They've advertised this for that. And so even if it's a no DQ, all of that, nobody pays attention, but they're giving away what would have been potentially the main event of All Out as a free main event on TV. That's why I draw the comparison to Goldberg versus Hogan in Atlanta, where Goldberg won the threat for the first time. You gave away a main event pay-per-view match for free on TV just to pop a rating. There's nothing saying that after that the rating carries over.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. I mean, to a point where I think if this is the payoff, then we're not good. And I mean, this is, I think, what happens when you over hot shot. You burn out, and you're like, okay, now what do we do next week to hot shot? Punk Moxley. Okay, what do we do the week after? Oh shit, I don't know. We're running out of options. We've been fucking setting fires everywhere with hot shotting. So you paint yourself into a corner. Now with that, if this is just, I feel like this match is an angle that's setting up the actual payoff, which is All Out. I don't know why we're doing it this way, but I think it's to draw eyes.
There's two scenarios. That's it. It is a big ratings push, but like you guys were saying earlier, this needs to be either Punk's going heel or simply the fact, okay, Punk can go heel, this match can go to a damn draw, or Punk can win the belt, and then MJF comes out, and we have MJF and CM Punk at the main event for, you know, that. But the whole thing is this: if I'm Tony Khan, I got to think about it. Is MJF really my top guy? Is MJF versus CM Punk in the main event of my biggest pay-per-view? Is that really going to be a draw, or is CM Punk versus Moxley again going to be the biggest draw? That's the whole. You don't know, but shit, with it, we got the wrong people fighting for them belts right now. That's all I can say.
Well, to me, it ends with a heel winning, leaving with the belts one way or another. Either MJF comes out and gets involved and, you know, takes the belts off Moxley one way or another, even if he just runs off with them for the night. Or we get I think it would be fitting with WWE now kind of coming back that we get a heel Punk that's, you know, saying how, well, I could go and go back to the other guys and everything, and just kind of starts doing, I guess, like what he's done before, like when he was leaving with the briefcase or with the championship at Money in the Bank, what he did when he was leaving Ring of Honor, just he goes back into the super asshole Punk.
Yeah, I mean,
he already is. That's the problem. He still is the super asshole Punk.
Right.
So, I mean,
had Luger versus Hogan on WCW Free TV back on August 4th, 1997 for the world title match. That is true as well. And again, I mean, WCW was hot-shotting Monday nights, and it's kind of one of the downfalls of that Monday Night War was that we started getting a lot of, you had to have main event matches every week, and now we're in this vortex that we can't get out of like, I mean, Triple H is trying to do it right now where we get a really good IC title match to end the show, or a really good US title match to end the show. So you forget that the titles aren't as necessary, but you do have to deliver.
Yeah.
So Sean like Ross I said, go ahead. No, go ahead. You got some.
No, I was just going to say, Sean Ross Sapp's going to get an email, you know, accidentally sent to him in like 2 years saying that Vince Russo was actually in charge of AEW's booking all along. I feel like.
No. Be hilarious. Out of all people. Reach. Why is this here, Mr. CJ Brand?
I don't know. I don't know who the hell comments it, because I know I didn't do it. Probably my twin brother, you know. Right. That dude be in the comment chat.
Elrod.
C-Rod. I was going to say, C-Rod. Look, BJ Brand is in the chat. Right. There you go. Oh, brother, I shouldn't have said that one, huh?
Right. I was going to go JC, but all right, BJ it is.
BJ Braun is in the chat tonight commenting about Johnny Gargano. But since Johnny Gargano was brought up, and you know, Johnny Gargano was the heart and soul of AEW, John Moxley.
Of what?
He was the heart and soul of the damn NXT, my bad. John Moxley, in that promo John Moxley cut, I know you guys heard all of that. The heart and soul. I know you heard Moxley constantly repeating heart and soul, heart and soul, heart and soul. That's all he was repeating in that his promo.
He said
the first promo they had.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Johnny Gargano's reference? They are in Cleveland, Ohio, apparently Wednesday, I'm assuming, or Cincinnati, Ohio. Now I don't know what. I don't even know where the hell they be going at this point. But they somewhere in Cleveland.
AEW is in Ohio. Yeah.
Then where?
Ohio.
Right, but are they in Cincinnati? Or are they in Cleveland?
Ohio.
Right. You didn't know, so I was at least saying they're in the state of Ohio.
I'm pretty sure they're in Cincinnati, Ohio.
I'm talking to where are they in Cleveland or just
Ohio?
He's talking about Ohio.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. They don't even tell me where the hell they're gonna be at. It just says, "Oh, they're in Cleveland, Ohio next week, so on the 24th."
Cleveland. What did I say?
So they're in Cleveland. You said Cincinnati.
I was way off.
But no, with that reference, because old dude came out already and stated that he said he doesn't mind going to either company. He's had calls from both companies. He doesn't care, you know, where he goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, with Moxley stating, you know, the heart and soul, I mean, is that something maybe he'll go that way? I don't know.
Do we want Gargano Moxley in any way, shape, or form?
No, I don't want Moxley in anything. He needs to have that
sabbatical.
But I do want Gargano
a seat back.
Danielson.
Yeah, that shit right there we good. But I don't know. It's moving on to more fascinating news.
And it's what's great with even Bray. fan favorite of the channel here is that it's almost at the Bray not so much, but it's a coin flip of they could go to either company.
Yeah, no, I think the momentum right now, if you're sitting back at home and you're kind of watching the wrestling world, you might be more inclined to go, let's see what the WWE is doing first. Just feels like there's more of an uptick. Again, I think the shiny new penny that is Triple H's WWE has kind of taken that, land of the free that AEW was. I think it's taken some of that shine away.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have Tommaso as the Miz's sidekick. So does Gargano want to go to WWE and just be the Miz's second sidekick?
That's coming.
Why would he want to go to AEW and potentially blaze his own trail?
He can still blaze his own trail on the main roster. I mean, now like somebody in the comment section yesterday made up a perfect reference. Gargano will never be the WWE World Champion. I mean, well, it's a possibility, but I know. But see, the whole thing about that is he doesn't fit that already lineup that we have. He will be that outcast. He'd be like, who the hell let him be the WWE World Champion? Like it's
gender.
Yeah, like gender didn't fit at the hell all on that.
Listen,
card,
I think he was underrated.
It's weird. He was. I grew to like him. I grew to like him. His interest is what got me. I was like, oh yeah, this dude. Listen, he looks like some real shit now.
You said earlier, you look at like the heel quality in WWE right now. Jinder was a good heel. He was good at getting people under the skin. Obviously,
I think nobody liked him. I'll just say that's the only reason nobody liked him because he wasn't from the fucking USA.
Right?
So I'd be honest with you.
Hate him, but I don't know.
Yeah, but moving on to more fascinating news, we got the biggest news I think personally of the damn day and the week is NXT UK is no more.
Toast.
It's done with. They're repackaging. So,
CJ, does that mean I won the war?
No, fuck.
Shit.
Because, you know what? No, because NXT Europe will be coming in 2023.
That's
so at least that's a good thing.
Yeah, cheater.
Yeah, but hey, I mean,
I'm interested.
I was surprised. It was weird. It was weird because I don't know why I got my laptop right, but we heard NXT UK was just being postponed.
Mm-hmm.
Now the shit is said, okay, we're done with it.
Right, but we said even on stream that was a sign when they all started showing up on NXT 2.0 that it was a sign that NXT UK is done. Yeah. Christ, their whole timeline's so off and everything. It's worse than the damn Marvel universe. To where we had Tyler Bates showing up on TV on NXT 2.0 with the NXT UK belt before he'd even won it.
That's amazing.
We're watching the tapings.
Yeah, that was the dumbest shit ever. I don't know
how. That was a big sign to me that they didn't give a shit, right? Like they didn't care. They were like, just go.
That's the sign that they were ending it. Is because I think even CJ, you said that they were on a hiatus anyways from the arena that they shoot in.
Mm-hmm. They just got on a hiatus. That's the problem. The hiatus started in August. That's the problem. It just started.
So did the end of NXT UK.
It is it's
what a coincidence. Yeah. Who would have known?
It's just dumb as hell. It's like, damn, this all happened. But they have been releasing people back to back to back to back, but they're keeping some.
Yes.
But if you go look on WWE's roster right now for the NXT
5 left today.
Damn, there about 5 people on the roster.
Really? I haven't seen any of that word today.
Yeah, no, 5 were released. The biggest name I think was Mastiff.
That was the biggest name. No, Trent 7.
Trent 7 got released.
Trent 7 is gone.
Go ahead, while I look this up.
It's on PWI Insider. All this stuff is right here. They got 7, 8. Well, they said the NXT UK departures as of 3:35 Eastern Standard Time. Some person named
people that just couldn't get visas into the US.
No, they don't have any. Well, yeah, that's probably a big part.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'll just say it's a big. But you know who I'm really scared for is their women's champ right now. That old lady, she came from Japan, I think. So.
That old lady.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry,
she just got the belt too.
No, the hell she did. She been at that belt.
Wait,
she been that champ for damn near forever. Miyuko Satomura.
Okay.
She was from Nagata, Japan. What the fuck?
But so, what do you think though about them doing NXT Europe? Like next year, potentially.
Shit sounds ugly as hell, but they do what they gotta do. I was surprised. I can see why they dropped the NXT UK brand. I think that Hunter wanted to do it. However, it was just probably too much of fuckery behind scenes.
Well, remember though, they wanted to do like the NXT UK. They wanted to do NXT India. That's part of why Jinder won the championship and everything, is because they were spreading into India. And then they wanted to do like NXT China. They wanted to like have NXT be like the Planet Fitness of professional wrestling.
What, NXT China?
Probably.
I was like, that's the thing.
I think they wanted to expand internationally. They are, if not China, at least Japan.
Oh, yeah, but we talk about kind of the tit for tat and the game of checkers or chess that might be going on between these two companies. And I mean, we see something like the All Atlantic Championship where Pac is going around the world and defending, and Tony's trying to get strongholds in certain places as well. Trying to get involved in other markets. Is this not a chance for NXT to expand and kind of put a stronghold on all of fucking Europe instead of just a part of it?
Right.
But does this not feel like NXT Black and Gold to you, though?
What do you mean?
Yes.
And now we're getting, obviously they're going to have to sign more indie wrestlers if we're going to go into NXT Europe.
Yep.
We're getting the best professional wrestlers out of Europe onto NXT. So this feels like it's very much shifting away from the NIL deals, the athletes that are showing up at the tryouts that don't know what to do and end up punching each other in the face for real. To where we're getting back to that NXT Black and Gold versus Tiffany Stratton versus Wendy Chu in a no holds barred match.
Wendy who
in a pillow fight.
Right.
Yeah, no. And I do think again, we saw what Triple H did previously, and it's not beneath him to do it again, where all right, we're going to go into Europe and all these little, all these exciting indie guys that everyone gets a buzz about and Tony gets a little chub for, sign them up, shove them in. We can pay more. We can position it better. So sign them up.
Yeah.
Right.
But, they have a lot of recruits and stuff. And I personally don't see NXT 2.0 going back to Black and Gold anymore because they have too many recruits. The way that it is right now is perfect. Personally, when you say you want Black and Gold, are you talking about are you upset?
I'm not saying exactly wrong. I think that we're going back to that type of feel.
No, okay, you want the feel. You're not. So if they still keep the NXT 2.0 shit and they just turn it Black and Gold, would you be satisfied with that? Or are you talking about you want the wrestling to go back? So
I'm fine if they still want to have the bright colors and everything, as long as it's a good wrestling show.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about what it looks like.
I just don't need Wendy Chu versus Tiffany Stratton, whatever the it is next week match.
I watched some old NXT like the last couple days here, and going back to just when it was hitting that stride, and you had like really good matchups, and you had a lot of names floating through NXT, but it was the fucking matches were so good. And even if you didn't fully know who the two people in the ring were, and I'll still say this, the first time I ever saw Ciampa on NXT, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Ciampa, yeah.
Right. And then
it took me a while. I didn't get into Ciampa until the DIY match, the match before the breakup. There. See, a lot of these guys, Triple H did something with them that made me understand who the hell they were and why they were this good and why do they matter. That's why when Ciampa came to the main roster, I'm like, what the fuck happened to him? Like, bruh. But some people they probably don't watch NXT, so they look at Ciampa like, oh yeah, this is awesome. I love this, but shit, not me. This is horrible.
What's this? Honest opinion. I felt like they were conditioning fans to make them think it was only talent from Britain and the UK in general.
Huh? Oh, you're saying like that. Oh, well, I mean, technically, me personally, I ain't gonna lie. I can honestly say NXT Black and Gold legitimately went against NXT UK. Those two shows was like the main two shows that they had for a while before all the USA Network deals and shit. And when Triple H was really running, when NXT UK came out, that was a true war. Regular NXT versus NXT UK. They both had the same amount of good time. What the fuck is that?
What? He lives in Saskatchewan, and you know what?
What?
We're talking. Sorry, they completely drift from what you were saying.
Saskatchewan. What the
hard
so, Kayla, welcome to the show. And I saw your other comment. Mastiff to Impact, possibly. And I'll give you credit. That's probably as close as I would get to spelling Saskatchewan correctly. Network Brock Lesnar. This was the answer from Kayla to Dro. He could show up in Montreal. I don't know. I think if Brock comes back to Canada, you may never get him back in the States again.
Yeah. I think we get more Sammy though.
Yeah,
Sammy.
so yeah, that's pretty much it with NXT. Basically, I mean NXT UK to be exact. I am surprised about Trent Seven being released. I would have loved to see him come over because I think Trent Seven, they got him on the list as being released from WWE.
That
UK.
blows my mind.
It really does. And, I was like, damn, they got Trent. They let Trent go, but they brought Tyler Bate. But Trent and Tyler Bate, they were the people that was there.
Yeah.
Since day one. And I'm like, whoa.
Flash Morgan Webster was doing pretty good too.
Yes, Flash Morgan is another name. I was like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
When I seen T-Bone, I thought it was T-Bone.
You're like, finally.
Oh yeah, I was like, finally. But yeah, Dave Mastiff, I'm surprised he's gone. Flash Morgan Webster, I'm surprised Trent Seven is a bigger name. I'm like, damn. Now,
maybe you guys know, or maybe some of the fact checkers out there know better than I do, but it is part of these releases looking at some of the names, age, some of the older guard. I mean, Trent's not. No,
Trent Seven, I think is the only old guy that's in there. But I think this doesn't have anything to do with it. But you know what? I think that Hunter released them, but he told them, I'll be coming right back. We just don't have any use for you guys right now because I can't take them people and put them on NXT 2.0. No, because now I have a fat ass roster with only 2 hours of show. Now I'm like AEW, I can't do anything with you guys, so I got too much. So he probably already said. Yeah, he probably already said, "Look, I got to do what I got to do, but I'm gonna get y'all back whenever we get NXT Europe coming out." Now, somebody in the comment section they did put that we were going to be getting a Worlds Collide on September the 4th.
Yes.
I've yet to see that,
buddy. If there wasn't enough wrestling to cover, they found more for us to do. And
so we are getting that for real?
Yes, Worlds Collide. That's why we've seen, Davenport showed up. We saw
Tyler Bate
come out the end, belt to belt. That's what we're gonna get is Worlds Collide, and I think it's
Gallus with Joe Coffey.
Yeah, that's it. And we're really shocked to see Gallus as well. Holy shit, Gallus is here. But it is a European or a British invasion of NXT right now. I'm all for it, and this is a chance to do kind of your own Forbidden Door internally and do it well.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's going to be in Orlando, Florida, at the Performance Center. I hate that they have to use a Performance Center for all this. Like, get the hell out of there.
Right?
Go elsewhere.
And they've had success outside of the Performance Center, right? So,
yeah. The last one they did was January the 25th, 2020. That was at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Main event for that match. Check this one out. NXT Undisputed Era, Cole, Riley, Fish, Strong versus UK's Imperium, Walter, Fabian, Marcel, and Alexander Wolf. What the fuck happened? None of those guys are the same. None of them are the same. Half of the damn people ain't even here no more. It's like that. What happened? That is definitely insane. But I guess
I think you're onto something with the whole NXT Europe thing, especially with someone like Trent Seven getting released, with Mark Andrews getting released, like guys that have experience in the game, that are big in the UK scene. What's up?
I was like, Mark Andrews sound familiar. I can't.
He was a part of the Cruiserweight Classic, I believe.
Yes, I know him. Yeah, what the fuck? Wow. That's crazy as hell, dude. That's crazy. You know what really would have made people shit themselves? If we would have seen Pete Dunne's name on that list.
Well, I mean, thankfully he's not part of it.
And then Bush still shows up on SmackDown like we're not the same person.
Right.
Man.
No, I think we're getting Pete Dunne back very fucking soon. Excuse my language, YouTube, but I think we're getting Pete Dunne. I can't handle this Butch anymore. Like, poor guy. This guy was a good wrestler. Now he's a dog.
Right. So, and it kind of sucks though that these UK stars will be in Florida. I wish that Hunter had the pool. Well, I know he has the pool now, but he could have low-key put them in the UK. This would have been perfect. You know, we could have had Clash of Castle. Well, no, I see why he's doing it that way. So never mind. This is weird. This is weird as hell. Clash of the Castle Saturday, but then this stuff is on a Sunday. That's gonna be weird as hell because it's like now the Clash of the Castle is like the pickier back. I don't know. That's weird.
It's going to be again.
That's weird as hell.
Yeah, but now is that not going up against All Out? Kind of.
I highly doubt it. Depending on what's the time.
It would be.
Yeah,
the
that's
same
the thing.
time,
It's all on the time.
It would be the same time.
Well, what time are they saying the start time for that is?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
This is my first time even hearing about the Worlds Collide event in 2022. I didn't know.
Right.
Who announced this?
I think that it was a joint event between NXT and NXT UK was announced at that date, and then everyone's instantly calling it When Worlds Collide because that was the last kind of conjoined event that they had.
So yeah.
Oh, Dale said it's 4 p.m. So yeah, it won't go against
4 p.m.
That's even better though. You know, it gives time.
Wait,
right. Ooh.
Where's Dale?
They'll be in Florida, so it's
right.
It's definitely Eastern.
That'll be Eastern time, right?
Yeah. So 4 p.m. your time.
That's right cool. Now, All Out is at 8 p.m. plus pre-show, so we'll be on live.
We go pretty much from one to the other. But I do like that at least like Clash now, especially with it being in the UK. That's on like 1 in the afternoon. That's like a good Saturday afternoon, like watching cartoons instead you're watching wrestling.
That's good. We'll be in bed sucking our thumb by 10:30 on a Saturday night. Just
right.
Yeah. So here go the official post. So it will be this is like a fucking Survivor Series. What the fuck? I just thought about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It looks like that they'll be doing it. Yeah. So that's cool. Okay. Oh, so they announced it in a corporate letterhead when they announced
that's what came up today.
Europe thing. I didn't even know.
They were like, we're firing a bunch of people, but
I didn't hear the fire part. I just heard that we're closing down NXT UK.
4 p.m. Worlds Collide. Now, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm wondering, would it be 4
I can handle that. I can do. Well, then again, it's all on you, AEW. Don't do 7 hours again.
Do it at 7 p.m. Be complete pricks and do it at 7 p.m. Just to see.
So let's talk about something else that really involves the same exact content pretty much. Shawn Michaels is officially the WWE's Vice President of Talent Development Creative.
Yeah.
The longest title in the world. I don't know what it means.
my first biggest question when I read that today was, so when does Kevin Nash get a job?
Head of catering.
Oh, shit.
I can't wait for Kevin to get in, though.
Head athletic trainer, Kevin Nash.
Shut the hell up.
Head athletic trainer. Get the fuck out of here.
But, you know, he's been in talks apparently with them. But, you know, one guy that's going to get blackballed pretty much soon from AEW and WWE? Fucking Road Dogg. If you don't shut the hell up, he's going to get blackballed. So
he's just begging. That man's out here with cardboard signs saying, please hire me. We'll book for food.
Right?
He's so goddamn. Damn, why the hell this?
I could not hire Road Dogg if I was Tony Khan. No way. You're too close to that guy. No. I don't trust him.
That's the thing is I'm waiting that he hasn't already gotten snatched up back to WWE. And honestly, I think if the Gun Club or the Ass Boys or however you want to call them hadn't gotten over in AEW, Billy'd be back over there too.
Right.
This is crazy. This is budget cuts. Like this is just Triple H telling Vince McMahon, I know how to do a bigger budget cut than you know how to do it. Damn it. He's talking about what we're gonna do is he's gonna cut a whole fucking show off and release everybody.
Yeah, but technically, like it's preempted because I think that's where Nick Khan still has a role in this company of like Triple H goes to him and like, listen, man, we're gonna expand into Europe. And he's like, no, you're not. That's gonna cost money. And he's like, all right, we're gonna fire some people. And then we're gonna hire some new people, but we're gonna be bigger. It's like, all right, man, as long as you're not spending like an idiot, we're not Tony Khan over here. Like, there is a level of accountability still to the board and to Nick Khan, the penny counters, right? So you'll see that tug and pull. But I mean, if NXT wasn't drawing flies, this is a chance to make it matter a little bit more, and maybe it does draw in other countries.
Well,
and I mean, go.
And no, it's just, is anyone truly heartbroken that NXT UK is no longer a thing. How many people even knew NXT UK was a thing to begin with?
Mm-hmm. Well, how many times have we asked? I mean, we had our buddy the Soul Man come on. He's over in Scotland. We're like NXT UK, and he's like, "Oh, shite."
Right? Like, he's like, I don't watch that.
The whole problem is the world moves on, but that show seems to never fucking move on. That's the problem. It's like we hear about this shit, but we can't see this shit. Like
4 months behind.
That's the goddamn problem. Tyler Bate won
the
damn championship back in July
on NXT UK.
I fucking bet. I bet. And it doesn't make any sense. I know you guys have to remember this. We was on live, bro. We were just talking about how Era he had to do something. He relinquished the title because he was injured or whatever, or got an interim.
Yeah.
Bro,
Right.
They just showed that. I mean, they just showed that like 2
weeks ago. I watched it. I was like,
no
oh shit.
Sense. Oh,
I was like,
Nick is dying.
Promo. I had heard about that promo and the fact that he gave up the belt a month ago.
Yeah,
Right.
It makes no fucking sense, bro.
And then 2 weeks ago, I'm like, I actually got to see the promo because it just happened to come on. And I'm like, all right, I'm a big fan of Ilya. We'll see what happens. I think when he makes his return to wrestling, it will be in North America prior to even this European thing. I honestly think that his destiny he's good. You can put him in the WWE and he will be good.
Mm-hmm.
Talented.
Well,
Yes,
and
true.
that I think was one of the biggest signs of a nail in the coffin for NXT UK was when Tyler Bate showed up on NXT 2.0 in the main event, holding the NXT UK championship when they haven't even started the tournament on NXT UK's tapings.
Right?
Fucking stupid.
That's the biggest. Like, all right, we're done here. We're ending on a cliffhanger. No one's gonna know how the tournament went. Just who won. We're moving on.
Which be like the weigh-in show. Just no goodbye. Just over.
Right. It's done.
Yep. So I mean, other than that, like I said, we got NXT UK is irrelevant now. That's officially gone. I'm curious to figure out what they're going to do with the current talent they have right now. After this Worlds Collide event, will we see them come to the main roster? For guys like Tyler Bate, he can come to the main roster easily because this is his third or fourth go around with NXT in general. So is this his time to come up, or will we see Tyler Bate still stay in NXT? Matter of fact, the biggest question is, what the hell are you doing with the title?
Well, he's going to go back and be the the NXT European champion.
I
think someone mentioned it in the chat. Title. Sorry, what?
But see, the title is so beautiful.
As a mid-tier title.
I'm about to buy that belt before they take that out. Them belts are beautiful.
But
that's the best belt in WWE.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the fans
who are some names that you would, if you were now with this influx, I guess, of UK talent to NXT, who would you call up from NXT to the main roster? At least like three names.
Toxic Attraction.
Oh fuck, that's one. You're gonna say a whole group of 3 people and count that as 3 names.
Okay, Toxic Attraction. What's his face? What's the
Eichner?
Who the fuck is that?
Vinny Vici, Gianni.
No, they got to stay. They need to stay down. They got much more business to handle. They ain't even been the champions yet. I can't. What's his name? His name started with a C. The Money Man, to the moon. Him.
Cameron Grimes moves on.
Cameron Grimes. See, I had a Carmelo, but I'm like, no, not Carmelo just yet. Not yet. He's almost there, but not yet.
I think he's the obvious move up.
No, let him heat up. Let him heat up.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
He's already heating up. He's already which feels more like the top champ on NXT 2.0. Carmelo.
Well, see, that's the thing. Well, I need him to be NXT World Champ first. I think that's the only way that people should
let him climb.
Yeah, I hope so. Because Cameron Grimes, was he the NXT the champ before?
See.
No, he competed for it.
You're so stupid.
There we go.
It's about Gucci Mane. Gallus. No, Gallus, they can move up, but as you see, Gallus, they're not even fucking around with NXT. They're trying to get their tag titles back. That's what they want.
Right.
So they're gonna go back to NXT Europe.
Yeah. There's a lot of these people are gonna go over there, and I'm just curious because I've been asking for it. I want to see these people on Clash at the Castle as well. I think that we can have at least some people from UK on that card because it would just be a filler. If I have Gallus versus the current UK champions, book that shit. Book it. That's cool. Or put Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate for that damn belt. Book it. I don't care.
Well, and even then, they probably have a 2-hour pre-show with nothing on it except for like Jerry Lawler and Booker T talking. So absolutely, throw a match or two on there. Throw Joe Coffey versus Butch on there. Throw Tyler Bate versus whoever on there.
I mean,
it's something.
It's opportunity. It's a lot of opportunity.
And it's a big opportunity for a lot of UK wrestlers to perform for WWE in the UK on a pay-per-view. That doesn't come around that often.
Goldberg, yes.
Yep. So we want to take this time right quick. Okay, do you want to go ahead?
No. You want to take this time, so take this time.
So I do want to take this time. I'm gonna get a floor to Big Nick right quick. We wouldn't have it without him. I'm going to give a special shout out to Wrestling Tees right quick. Let's go ahead and promote these beautiful pro wrestler, B Sports Entertainers t-shirts, Wrestling for Life edition.
Oh, you're throwing it out to me to do it?
On the spot, bro.
Oh, okay. So absolutely, folks, if you want to be styling and profiling like Ric Flair, the greatest drip god in the game, not Ric Flair currently, like last retirement match, but especially with Ric Flair drip dropping today and everything. If you want to be styling and profiling like the Nature Boy, go ahead and grab yourself one of our t-shirts, limited edition, and we got new stuff coming on the way. Be patient, folks. So go ahead and check out Alt Wrestling Tees. And I'll pitch this over to Mr. CJ Brand since you want to put me on the spot. You can use our other sponsor to help you save yourself some money to buy one of these fine t-shirts.
This is what they be doing to me when I be trying to do it.
I know.
I'm like, what the hell y'all doing?
Mr. Producer.
Oh man, I know it's ridiculous, but yeah, man, make sure you guys go to use the code Wrestling. It's right there in our names. You can see it above me as well. Just take the first portion out, leave the full life behind, because you really don't need that code for life. No, I'm just playing. You do. Save yourself $20. Go ahead, go down to SeatGeek.com. Save $20. Buy one of them professional wrestlers, beat up sports entertainers, soon to be flipped around very soon. Because the Jackass Society will be beating the hell out of the BCC, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna go right back to that. But yeah, save yourself $20. Save yourself $20 damn dollars, and that's the bottom line. Why? Because the Wrestling for Life Network said so. Damn it. What else do we have that's entertaining?
Oh, there's lots to talk about. How about this? Just on a quick tangent, because I think this is going to lead to some funny comments. We find out that Vince McMahon had spent $5 million more. And everyone's like, oh, shit, all the hoes. Oh, this man's crazy. He gave it to Trump. Money to Trump. Undisclosed money to Trump.
So he did the equivalent of burning it.
Yeah, but
just throwing it in a trash compactor. That's about the same.
Well, it's a crazy, what a weird story. Like, I almost want to have camera crews following this shit and make it like a TLC show, like the downfall of Vince. What?
Well, right. What? Well, you already had the whole match where it was the Battle of the Billionaires at WrestleMania.
That shit was terrible.
Well, I don't know about the time frame of the payment. It wasn't for that, was it?
No, this was donations because Linda, very much the prop wife to end all prop wives.
Wow, true.
And was part of Trump's cabinet. But it's just funny. Vince and Trump have always had a connection.
Yep. So I do want to touch on some of these comments real quick, because I think we are almost boiling down with all the pretty much news and watch tomorrow, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And NXT Black and Gold is back. Like, what the fuck?
Right? Hey, Fridays are Fridays.
Man, it's going to be crazy. So Dale said this. He can see Road Dogg going back to WWE. I don't think it's a matter of him going back. I think it's a matter of if they're going to let the fucker come back at this point.
He might have talked himself out of it.
I think he done, man. I ain't gonna lie. I really think he's done. He talks too damn much. He's probably been the one. He probably got fired for being a damn dirt sheet writer. Shit, this man talk too damn much. But Anthony wanted us to go look at his previous two comments. But his previous two comments.
Or
too far up. Okay.
Or too far up.
Yeah. So Anthony said Triple H and Shawn Michaels also said they were going to set up a 2-tiered system in a development where level up is going to be a way for talent to get talent. They just sign use television.
Would they make level up?
Cool. So they made their own AW Dark. Cool.
So quick, and we haven't got up with the draft. We got to get graphic for it, but the Dear Papa Paul segment for me, as far as what I've been dying for, how I think things should go is, listen, you're doing this Worlds Collide. That's great. We're going into, you have a real opportunity here to either create some actual tension within your organization and make those angles make sense. But I want this to lead to like a very solid Survivor Series. Maybe it is something like WWE versus NXT or Raw versus SmackDown, but not the shitty kind of matchups we've had of late. Like real rivalry, and the main event should be a War Games for the first time ever on the main roster. Give us a Survivor Series with the main event being War Games. You pick the combatants, but I'm all for leading off. So Dear Papa Paul, figure that out.
As soon as you were going through your point and everything, I was holding back the Regal War Games.
War Games, yeah.
Like, isn't GCW doing a War Games event?
Yes, they're doing a War Games tag match.
Fucking terrible.
It's fucking terrible.
I do not like that company, bro. Like that company really pissed me off.
Well,
I don't. It's too brutal. It's too brutal.
No, we're not even that. Let's talk. Let's like a big story in the news right now. And again, and this goes to Moxley, is where I think I had it here somewhere. Is Moxley too hardcore? Like, he's your AEW champion. He's the guy that's representing the company. He's the guy that, you know, he's your fucking Hulk Hogan. He's your Undertaker, your Shawn Michaels, your champion. And he's down in, you know, some gymnasium somewhere in a match where it ends up in a, you know, an autoerotic asphyxiation angle where you're like, what the fuck? And again, it's just a weird thing. And that's your champion. Like, when you're trying to, like, John, you know, when you're talking to networks about your deals and stuff, and you're like, here's our champion. They're like, wait, weren't you the guy we just saw on YouTube? And the other guy had his hands in his pants. Like, does this make any sense? Aren't you the guy that's bleeding all the time? I don't know, man. It's a tough spot for Mox right now.
But you know what? They're going to continue to get away with it for the simple fact is their demographics in the 18 to 49 group, they're still booming on that. So until the day that group starts to die, that's, you know, they won't give two shits because they want to appeal to a younger audience. They don't give two shits about the guys that are 17 and up. 17s and younger. They don't give a shit about people that are 50 and up because why? You ain't buying nothing. You know, y'all being stingy with your damn money, or either you ain't got money to spend. Hey, simple shit like that. Simple shit.
You
like
think?
That. I know.
You know, you're going with that.
I know.
I don't know, man. It seems like you kind of have Mox in a. You think Tony would, as the boss, and I don't see it ever happening in WWE where they don't have some type of control on what you're representing out there.
It would be fine if he wasn't the champion, honestly.
True. I'll give you
the
that.
way AEW is, it would be fine if he wasn't the champion. That's why I've said for the longest time he shouldn't be the AEW interim champion.
No,
like, I understand he's probably in the top 5 of like their biggest household names, but you can't have someone that's the world champion of a more extreme independent company. So he's obviously going to have to be defending there. That's also your world champion. Like,
yeah, I mean, again,
no,
I mean, I completely agree with you, Nick. And to Kayla's point, Homecoming was amazing. It was pretty good. Like, we watched it live. Like, we do all the live streams for, well, not all the GCW shows because there's a fucking lot of them, but we cover more GCW than anybody. I think we got a pretty good handle on the players and the people and then the theme of everything. And for us, it was a good night. We enjoyed the night, and that's not my issue. Like you said, if Moxley was just a guy, fuck it. Who cares? He's in this match. You don't really have to worry about things like sponsor and representation.
If this was Wheeler Yuta, you wouldn't care, because that's the thing is if he was just a member of the BCC, you wouldn't care. But because it's Jon Moxley, who's your interim world champion, you have to pay attention, because I think I even said it on the GCW stream. So where if he gets injured in that match, you're
that's the other question.
Screwing, you know, months of AEW storytelling.
Right.
Yep. Let's see. Looking at this comment right here. See, Dro says Brock Lesnar should fight against Cross at the Clash.
No, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
Sorry, not sorry.
Too much. Vic says they're not being released. They're not being released. UK is just being rebranded. Yeah.
They're being absorbed.
They actually released some of the talent, did they not? Victor?
Right. They released the whole damn roster, pretty much. I mean, they got too many damn people over there anyway. They ain't doing shit with them. Shit. I mean, if
does
they
anyone
doing
know
anything
who's actually over there?
They've been released.
Yeah, it's just Papa Paul finally went up. Hunter went actually up into the attic of NXT UK and was just like, "Oh shit, Trent Seven, Mark Andrews,
right?
Tyler Bate, Blair Davenport."
Like I think that he
guys?
wanted to keep them. He wants to keep them, but I think that it's a portion where it's like, wow.
Whoa!
Wow. Oh, fuck you.
That came out of nowhere.
I know, right? It was a piece of shit.
Well, that's aggressive.
I'm all right. We're about to close the damn show at this point.
Right. No, what I was alluding to. Oops, that's not right. Yeah, we got to have a cut the shit moment for the week. So,
bro, I got too many goddamn comments. I ain't gonna lie. I can't even blow through them because I got people throwing shit on my face. Okay, right? I'm running through it. Nobody can respond to them. How about that?
All right, go.
What do you got? Butch is my boy. Fire. Sorry, dudes. I love yelling. Get 'em, Butch.
No.
At my TV every Friday, like you like yelling at them like somebody's grandpa on the window, yelling at the thickest fine girl they see walking around. Come here, baby. Let me get some sugar from you. Vic says NXT UK talent will be on NXT until UK is finished being rebranded. I don't agree, but I kind of sort of do agree. I don't know. Guys, you guys agree, disagree?
I believe so. I believe that's
you said no one can react, and now you're asking for reactions.
Rapid
fire.
So Nick, you say you got 2 words. Yes, no.
Yes.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe? That's kind of the plan, isn't
it?
It?
Negative. Chris says I wouldn't mind I don't know pronounce the goddamn the old NXT UK champion versus Roman. He probably isn't winning, but it would be a good match. It probably wouldn't be a good match. 2 guys in 2 different tiers of wrestling. That's like putting Roman Reigns versus Ricochet. That's an easy flop match. That's how I look at their bodies. You got to look at the bodies and shit. Like, I'm sorry. Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet. That shit right there is terrible. This says Dro just okay, that's not even the comment tours. That's the UK tag belt is the best title. Incorrect. It's the UK and the women's one. Gallus or Blair Davenport. Don't know what you're talking about with that. Anthony says, and again, I'm seeing this Kaylee Ray and Gal. Okay.
Yes.
Again, I'm seeing this Kaylee Ray or Fire Lady and Gallus are going to be called up without winning the championships on the NXT Prime, and will be paired with McIntyre with the tweaks that Trips is doing. Y'all got to stop doing this damn nickname for Triple H. God damn it! Who the fuck is Trips? Okay, Trips is doing with his character. Okay. Let's see. Michael said
where Jim Ross tried to get in Try as his nickname on like one random Raw.
What?
They were literally TRI. Yeah, Try.
Try what?
Like Triceratops. Try.
We just call him Try.
Right.
No, that doesn't work. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Go look through the archives of Raws to find that.
I did not know that.
Nutshell.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, y'all got way too many comments in this section. It's like if y'all want me to read y'all comments, y'all might as well just go ahead and Kofi, what? Wheatston?
I like it.
If y'all want me to read y'all comments, just read comment. I'm not going back up there. I ain't gonna lie. My comment section got moved down and my finger said no, not at all. So obviously KG wants everybody to take a shit. So there you go. What is your guys' cut the shit moment of the year?
Of the week? I'm gonna go with the whole Vince McMahon giving Trump money now. Like, cut the shit. Where's this story gonna go? Where are we going with it? The man retired. Fuck it. I'm over it. Let's just move on and get some wrestling. Yeah, enough of this shit. We're gonna find another fucking $20 million by the end of the week. So yeah.
Hey, what I tell you, I told you this money is gonna keep going up. And no, I lied. The investigation actually concluded. They're done with it. It's finished. So they're sitting at the 19 million. It's no more.
We're done.
That's what
You got the high score for right now.
Yeah,
they unplugged the game because they figured he was going to break it. So
not the game. Let's see. Theories.
I didn't
on
realize the pun I fell into there.
Hey, Sean, that's not a bad predicament though, low key. If Theory was to cash in on Cody, that'd be cool. I'll be
for what championship? The America is Awesome Championship. Cody hasn't won a championship yet.
Man, because we know he's gonna win. That's the whole issue.
No, we don't.
Well, yeah,
we gotta win.
We're supposed to get Roman versus Brock at Mania. So what title is Cody gonna have?
What the hell we not?
That's what they advertised.
Roman versus who? Roman versus who?
Roman versus Rock.
Oh, Rock. Okay, I thought you said Brock. Like, no,
not Brock. Brock's done.
Nah, he's advertised for 39, so I'm pretty sure his ass will be on their face. The title split is coming. It has to come.
No, do you think that they do it because of the draft, or do you think Roman actually takes a loss somehow?
It has. If he loses before Mania, he doesn't even need to face a Rock. He will be defamed just like that. But as you see, Brock, goddamn, Roman only cares about that blue title. He doesn't give two flying Shazams.
Well, that's the longest one that he's had.
Yeah, but I think he loves the fact that he's the undisputed champion. I think there's a value to that.
Not really. Shit, I've been the damn Universal champ for damn it. What? He going on to 2 or 3 years now with the belt?
He's over 800 plus days.
Yeah, so he hit 800. I knew it was 700.
Oh,
plus.
yeah.
We get to 800 already? Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Watch
and they're not going to actually come up with an undisputed title like they did with Jericho or anything. So
I know, right?
It's nice. Like, again, with our interview to start off the show, if you haven't watched it, you can go back and watch that with T Gaines holding up both belts and everything. Mm-hmm. But at times, when you have two different shows on two different companies or on two different television networks that are supposed to be two different brands, and one guy on one show on one brand has both titles, it creates a logjam.
This is sad. The Fiend has only been the champ. The Fiend has only been the Universal Champion for 7 days.
Combined?
From his last reign was fucking 7 days.
It's true. It's true.
That is sad.
How do you build this guy a monster and then just keep destroying him? I think that's been the frustration.
Oh, they only recognize him for 6 days, though.
What did he go to?
Got a day cut off?
Oh my god, and that's terrible. I mean, shit. I don't know who's worse, his or Finn Balor's, honestly. Baylor wasn't even the damn champion, really, technically, for a damn day. But I mean, damn, at least he went out because of injury. You got fucking demolished by Reigns, like shit.
Demolished.
Holy hell! What? Damn, that was the dumbest pay-per-view in the world. So they had SummerSlam on the 23rd of August. Then Payback was 7 days after that on the 30th.
True.
What the fuck?
Right.
They're just trying to get some damn money. I see.
Cody won't return until Raw after Mania. Cody is going to win the Royal Rumble. Period. Cody's my pick for Rumble. He's going to come back at Rumble. It's going to be all heroic, and he'll go on to Mania. Now, I think it would be really cool because you get like Mr. American Dream wins the belt, and Theory fucks it up.
Yes, the American Dream. That's the road, baby. But I think, unfortunately, you need to wait until they have the draft there, baby, to understand if they're going to split up the titles.
No, brother. Yep, man.
Yeah, I think you got to wait until to see. I think the draft, and if they actually do a draft and how things shake up, who ends up where, if they do split, Roman having to vacate a title or anything like that, that's going to be really the reset button on where we go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a necessary evil. I think you painted yourself in the corner with this, and I mean, it's all great that Roman is Roman, but it's just you're pegged in a hard corner. Again, you're gonna have guys go after those mid-card titles, but I still think I think USA Network more than anything else wants a champion, and only fair seems fair on that one.
But wasn't it just like a month or two ago that we were talking about them potentially ending the brand split and everything?
That was my vote.
Right.
But if you're not,
I think the biggest thing that really it comes down to is even if they didn't have the brand split, it's that literally Raw's on USA Network and SmackDown's on Fox.
Yeah.
So you have two competing television networks.
Yeah, but you think that the networks would understand? Like, listen, if we're going to do something really cool on Monday that's going to bleed into Friday, it's going to be better for Friday. That's going to bleed into the following Monday. It's better for everybody's business.
It's like when they throw tag team partners together in WWE, but how will they coexist?
Right? How are they going to get along? And that's
right.
the problem. And sometimes, unfortunately, the nature of competition, you can be kind of, and I've heard a lot of fans say it. Oh, well, they're competing brands. Yeah, but you know what? If those guys over there were doing something that somehow benefits my business, is going to allow me to put on a better product, I'd like to think I'm a smart enough businessman that I'd make that choice.
Right.
I don't know, though.
No way. Yeah, but I mean, I think that's pretty much all we have today. There's no other news. I've been looking on.
You don't have a cut the shit moment, Mr. Cut the shit himself.
No, I don't have a cut the shit moment this week.
Oh,
honestly, I mean, my whole cut the shit moment would be something that would piss everybody off, and that's probably AEW gimmick ass shows that they do. That's the only thing I don't like about them right now. Due to they going that way when they're pissing me off.
You weren't in the Game of Thrones mood last night.
I wasn't in the Game of Thrones mood. I wasn't in the Quake at the Lake. I wasn't in the week before that.
No
shit.
one wants to Quake by the Lake.
That shit was terrible. But Quake at the Lake got the most views out of the most gimmick shows that they had. It was kind of weird, but yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. No, Cody is going to be the first eliminated because Triple H is still mad at Cody for the AEW segment where Cody demolished Triple H's throne. Plus, Vince ain't here, so I don't think so.
We're going to do what's best for business.
Amen, Nick. Amen.
Because I'm the authority, damn it.
Right? I'll pay good money to see St. Nick cut the Dusty Rhodes Hard Times promo. Start practicing, Nick.
Oh, I almost I feel like I could pull it up, but yeah, no, we'll save that for a rainy day.
Right.
Trust me, yeah.
Trust me, that'd be fun. I think it would be entertaining.
But yeah, it's good. I can't even hear myself, and of course, however you hear yourself, it's always shittier than how you actually come across.
Right.
But yeah.
That's about it for me. I mean, the last one I have here that we haven't really talked about, but it hasn't really happened yet, so we'll wait and see what happens. But KO seems to be getting a lot of Triple H rub.
The Owen Hart of WWE.
Right. You even got the name.
Yeah. Well, the enough is enough. It's time for a change thing to me instantly brought me back to Owen Hart when he was around the Nation of Domination and all that. When he was finally broken away from Brett and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny. His snapback was funny. He, the guy is clever. He's a funny guy. He's quick to answer. He's quick to respond, and is always well. So, but yeah, not much story here yet. But I do like where they're going with KO.
I think we're seeing WWE's version of Kevin Steen.
Yes.
For people that have watched Ring of Honor and everything. This isn't KO anymore if, I'm buddies with Sammy or anything. This is Kevin Steen of I'm going to take the fucking piss out of everything and I'm going to be a smart ass asshole because people love it.
Yeah.
And another quick thing about Kevin Owens too, though, you guys realize Sami Zayn has been away from TV for a little minute. Well, not even a little minute. What, it's been like a week or two now so far?
No, he was on last week.
Friday. Remember, he's going to need KO. He's going to need somebody because the Usos are turning on him.
So he was on Friday. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the Scott Moore was there trying to prove himself to the bloodline.
Damn, it was. I thought it was the week before. I was like, that's cool that he's missed.
There's just that much wrestling that it feels like it's been like a month and it's been a whole week.
Random side note: Mia Yim's tall as shit. Anyway,
forgot about Impact.
Well,
poopsie.
Right.
Well, there's still that. I want to try and catch that match.
Yeah, no kidding, right? We got that the 6-man elimination match tonight for the number 1 contender.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Stacked. What else we got? KO Sammy versus the Usos coming soon. Be interesting.
I could see the Usos losing the tag belts then.
Why not? Fuck it. I like them two together. I mean, real life best friends. It kind of writes itself.
The best thing though that I've ever seen with KO and Sammy is because obviously Sammy does his little dances. KO is all menacing to the ring. They compared it to Nelson Muntz and Martin doing his little dance around.
Yeah.
Nelson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heart to the tail. No. Yes.
Chris Bay, Mike Bailey. No, Cody's not. I'm telling you, Triple H isn't mad about anything, and I got Cody winning the Rumble right now. Unless something changes, I got Cody. And
damn, they're supposed to be going to Venice, Paris, France, and Germany.
Did you just say Venice?
Venice. I don't give a
Venice.
fuck. I was saying, fuck. You know, you guys, this is the end of this show. CJ Brand is getting out of here.
Yeah.
Venice.
I can't do it no more. Damn.
I hope you have a
night. Damn it.
Ooh. What about Drew and Madcap as a tag team?
Well, since you can't spell, sir, I don't know why you put titles. Cut the shit, Nick. Cut the shit. Okay, you shouldn't put that up there every time somebody pisses me off. Cut the shit.
That's it. I just might have
you
to
go
put
to
it
the
in
food
place.
corner.
I'm gonna put it smaller in between people, so
Man, seriously,
I think it's funny.
Cut the shit, bro.
No, I'm just a shithead.
Chocolate soft serve.
Oh,
brother, but yeah, like I said, watch tomorrow. We're gonna have the biggest news is gonna come out tomorrow.
But yeah, we might be back. Check the little. Ooh.
Oh no.
He's oh no. What about this one?
Maybe.
Not
yet.
tomorrow. I can tell you that.
What about this one?
No.
We
don't know what's up with him. He's quiet.
Fucking claw machine over there. Just keep reaching.
Yeah.
Claw machine.
You can tell me like the claw machine where your ass never win. You just put all the money into it. You want
right. You just
your
keep
ass ain't winning nothing. You ain't never gonna win.
Madcap and Drew literally look the same.
Damn.
That's it. We're good.
Reach.
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
You just got off probation.
Yeah. No, fuck that, Vic. This is your second strike. Goddamn it. One more. You're at I'm sick of this abuse.
On that note, I think we're good to wind down here tonight. I mean, yeah, I think we're good. I don't know. What else you guys got on your mind?
Nothing at all, because there's nothing that I personally know of at all. I mean, I'm straight,
CJ,
you know.
CJ stopped 15 minutes ago. He's done. I'm out.
He's big good. He's like, wrap this up.
I ain't gonna lie. I got a laptop right here. I'm looking for news, but there's literally nothing else.
Hey, after like 2 weeks plus of Vince McMahon hush money, I'm fine with a slow week.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You're not lying at all.
Right.
So I hope we get to see Walter come back though.
I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't know. You got
fucking Chewbacca.
Where did that come from?
Oh man. But okay, let me ask you this. And this last thing coming to my mouth. Do you think that Walter will benefit by staying on the main roster, or will he benefit by going back to like the UK and like for when
main
Europe
roster
comes out?
Main roster, take him seriously.
Yeah,
I could see if you didn't break up Imperium, you could have had Walter versus Roman, and you could have had Eichner and Marcel versus
who the fuck is Eichner?
Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel.
Who the fuck are them?
Giovanni Ricci and
Ludwig
von Kaiser.
Oh, that's your fault. All you have to do is say the real names.
This guy.
Oh, you gonna say that right as we rapping?
Yep.
You're gonna throw hands backstage.
Because his name is not Walter, it's Gunther. He's the ring general. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Damn it, I'm the ring general.
A-Town, we love it. Prediction on AEW Tag Team match on Rampage tomorrow. Do anyone got a prediction on this one?
Swerve Your Glory is gonna win that.
Yeah, Swervey.
Swerve.
Oh,
Swerve.
Oh, Swerve versus Private Party. Yeah, Swerve.
Yeah. Gucci Man, Vinci. I like it, Chris.
Easy.
A-Town out. Well, folks, that is my cue to get the hell out of here. As always, we're back tomorrow. Doubleheader Friday, SmackDown, Rampage. We're not quite sure about this weekend. This might be a sabbatical weekend for this channel. We'll let you know. Click that little bell because Sunday, we get itchy by Sunday of like, we got to do something. So hit that little bell. You never know when we're going to pop back up. huge thank you and shout out to Quadzilla. Ready, guys? Ready, Victor? The I'm not doing it. SWA Women Champion and the FFW Women's.
Oh, you said too many F's. I was about to.
Taylor Gainey, T Gaines, Quadzilla. Yes, thank you. That was fun. Like I said, I've done a handful of interviews with a lot of different people, and she was excellent and awesome. And if you haven't seen that part of this show, go check it out. I guarantee you it was the prettiest part of the show, especially based on this. But that being said, that's Big Nick. That's CJ. That's Victor. What?
What?
But like, subscribe, share. Remember, we got all your wrestling news. We got all your wrestling shows covered. We will be back for more. And I know going into next week and next weekend and the weekend after, you're going to get a whole shit ton of us. So that's why we're playing with the sabbatical idea over the next couple days. But things change very fast.
Rest up.
Here. You never know. We might
get crazy, folks.
Yeah, right? So buckle in. We're going right into September on fire. Tell everybody you know about this channel. We appreciate you being a part of it. We appreciate all of you coming in and keeping this chat going. Boys, final thoughts?
Cut the shit.
Got the shit.
That's it.
Anything from you, Mr. Nick, on the wrestling world? All right, Nick's good to go. Everyone else, we'll see you tomorrow for the doubleheader Friday. Until then, we'll see you on the flip side. Thank you.